The Modern Warfare 2 open beta is here, and what do we think? Is there good? Is there bad? What's everybody saying? I tried it out. I tried a couple of different modes. I've got thoughts on the maps, the gunplay, the gameplay. I'm going to break it all down for you right at the beginning of this stream, so you don't have to go searching for my thoughts. I also do this as a live stream, so the video is kind of long. That way you don't have to go searching for everything, but if you like live streams, hit subscribe and the bell button. That way you don't miss these. This is a Reforge update. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 open beta is here, and I played it a handful of games over the weekend, tried different modes, maps, and guns, just to give you my thoughts on where this one is landing. If you like these quick updates, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button, and check out Reforge Gaming, where I stream live. So I'm going to break this down into the graphics, the sound, the gameplay, the maps, and the modes, and then finally my thoughts. First and foremost, the graphics. You're going to hear a lot of people that say, hey, it definitely looks and feels like Call of Duty. I don't think that's a bad thing. I found certain elements of the graphics to be very good for a Call of Duty game. Lighting, shadows, reflections, the way that the guns look, I thought everything looked exactly as it should, if not better than previous Call of Duties that I have played. Performance was very solid. I didn't see any issues. I was playing on the PS5. The use of textures on the different walls, different settings, and different environments really added, I think, to the feel that I was really in these places. The guns and the characters looked like a step up from Warzone and some of the more recent Call of Duties that I have played. That will likely aid them in the selling of different cosmetics and things of that nature, but I didn't have any gripes about the graphics. Now, when it comes to sound, this is where I really started to notice things sounding very good. I do use very nice headphones. I have nice Bose headphones, and I found that the sound design was killer. This is likely where a lot of the pros and the higher level players are going to focus some of their attention. Different surfaces for your feet, whether I was on wood or metal, that was really, really nice touch, and the echoing for certain corridors gave a very, very good feel. At one point, I was in a corridor on an escalator, and when I came up off of that onto the wood, I really noticed how nice that sounded. The gun sounds are very crisp and satisfying. That's something that I think Call of Duty has always excelled in, is making the guns sound great when they're in your hands. But environmental sounds and footsteps also felt very helpful. There was numerous times where I felt I could get a bearing on where people were based on their footsteps. I was actually playing with somebody who was clearly not playing with sound, and it was kind of funny but also frustrating. It's like, oh my gosh, you can't tell there are people right above you in the building. I've got my headphones on and I'm hearing everything, and this guy clearly was, and he was in a tactical mode too, so it was extra frustrating. He wasn't just playing like team deathmatch or something. When it came to the gameplay, I didn't have any gripes there either. Gameplay felt smooth, it felt tight. I did have a rough couple of matches in team deathmatch, but that was more problematic with just map awareness. Maybe I was getting bad spawns, but as far as the gameplay feel, it was smooth, it was tight. The gunplay was markedly improved. I didn't have any complaints there at all. The aiming, the recoil, how everything felt snappy. It really felt faithful to Call of Duty, but also polished. I said after playing the beta, I think this will be hailed as one of the best shooters out right now. Most people look to Call of Duty, Respawn's Titanfall 1 and 2, Apex Legends, and obviously Destiny is hailed as the best shooters, but this game will likely edge those out, given that it's, new and redesigned from the ground up. No more head glitching from the way they've designed bullet trails and how they come out of the gun. So I found that to be a marked improvement. There was nothing there that felt old or dated. Felt smooth, felt crisp, and it felt responsive. Not a lot to say on the maps. I mean, I only got to play a handful. The one map did have lots of windows and corners. It did lead to flanks and getting shot in the back or the side, which was frustrating. Some of that came down to map awareness. I was brand new, running around like an excited kid, but also just a map that seemed to funnel people into almost like turkey shoots. The Mercado Las Almas map I thought was great. I actually enjoyed that one. It was more of the 3-lane campaign approach, that more traditional feel, and that worked really well with the mode that I enjoyed the most. So let's talk about the modes. Team Deathmatch felt like Team Deathmatch, didn't really do much for me. It's just sort of that meat grinder, and if you get into a bad spawn cycle, it's not particularly enjoyable. But Prisoner Rescue really hooked me. It was sort of everything that I want from a stripped down quick experience, but also has the intensity, the strategy, really great plays, and really great moments. Team revives are enabled on Prisoner Rescue, which is a way to make it stand out a little bit from Search and Destroy. Search and Destroy is that classic feel, that traditional S&D that I know many people are very, very excited to jump into. That's a tried and true mode. I think Prisoner Rescue might steal the show for a lot of folks who maybe never really like Search and Destroy or are looking for something a little bit more fresh and new, something more akin to something maybe you've done in Rainbow Six. The third person, I did try that. I tried third person Mosh Pit, and I found it to be enjoyable. It was a little awkward because you don't come over the shoulder for aiming. You go from third person to first person. That can be a little wonky, but it was enjoyable. Corridor control and controlling points in domination takes on a whole new meaning when you can third person peek. If you don't know what third person peeking is, it's when you stand on a corner and don't expose your body, but you can literally see around the corner and down the hallway. It really does change the flow of maps and the flow of combat. Some people are not going to like that at all, but I see a lot of people enjoying this. I do see people that enjoy third person in PUBG or in Fortnite maybe gravitating to this, and third person is a callback to Modern Warfare 2 when it originally launched. Overall, my experience with the Modern Warfare 2 open beta was mostly good. I didn't have gripes about the game. Servers were fine. Connections seemed to be working very, very well. The only thing that you're really going to run into is that it is dependent on map design, spawns, and your teammates a lot of the times. That's typical. In my experience, the best modes were the ones that would require having a team. That's traditionally how I played Modern Warfare 2 and 3. I would get my boys and we would play headquarters or team defender. So I'm liking that pull to say, hey, there's maps, there's modes that require a lot of organization. It is predictable that it looks and feels like Call of Duty. I don't necessarily think that's a criticism. That's just sort of a tired, lazy thing that people are saying these days. They look at a game and they say, oh, well, it just looks like more of the same. I don't know how you make modern weapons, modern warfare weaponry and combat look much different than this. You can only improve it, make it look shinier, better, and perform better, because that's ultimately what people are going to remember when you've played your 35th match of Prisoner Rescue, or you're on a brand new map, or you're having your 100th mission or map or whatever you're doing with your friends. You're not really going to say, oh man, the graphics and the guns are super reminiscent of the last game. The question is, are you having enough fun to continue? And the general vibe and consensus seems to be that yes, people are having a good time with this. They want to keep playing. I'm not a COD head anymore. I burned myself out on the franchise, and I wanted to keep playing. It scratched that itch. When I played Call of Duty Vanguard, that didn't happen. I couldn't put down that game fast enough. This one, I wanted to pick it up again. I even played off stream, which is a big indication that I was having a good time. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Check out Reforge Gaming, where I stream live. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. And I'll see the rest of you right now. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Curious where everybody is landing on this one. This thing sort of just took over the news cycle over the weekend. Call of Duty seems to be back. Call of Duty is back, and it is doing very well as far as I can tell. People seem to be very pleased with this beta, the Modern Warfare 2 open beta, running for, I think, part of today, and then it is over, I believe. Somebody might need to correct me on that. This is a stream on the 19th of September. I do believe that this is the conclusion today at some point, I believe is the conclusion of it. They were rotating modes and different things, which is why I got to try out third-person mode, I believe, yesterday. Oh, the beta's going till the 28th? Are you serious? The beta runs all the way until the game? I don't think that that's true. It returns this weekend. Okay, so it'll be done today, right? At some point today, I thought it stopped, and then it's coming back for another one. Wait, Lono, you played those off stream? I may actually have to check this game out. Fell out of love with Call of Duty when the future stuff came in. Do you keep any progress? I do not believe you keep any progress. It ends tomorrow, says Detective Seeds. Yeah, like, where I want to know, general consensus, are you guys, did this affect your viewpoint? Did this affect what you think about this game and about getting it? Rockstar issued a statement. We recently suffered this. At this time, we don't anticipate this disruption to our. We are extremely disappointed. Okay, yeah, I don't want to disrupt today's topic with that, but yeah, that I didn't see a way to talk about that. I didn't see a way to forward with it. Okay, well, I mean, if you feel you need to do something quiet shy, take it up a notch. Apparently, weekend 1 is September 16th to the 17th. Oh, the open beta goes until the 20th. Oh, thanks, Mama. And then they're going to do weekend 2. They're going to do the 22nd to the 23rd, and then open beta 24th through the 26th. So you'll be able to jump back in. You'll be able to play until tomorrow. The open beta is running until the 20th. So that is available right now. If you're just tuning in, the Modern Warfare 2 open beta review, at least from where I stand, as somebody who really fell out of love with Call of Duty, I was thoroughly enjoying myself. I think Prisoner Rescue takes the cake, personally. The team revives, I just think that adds a better element. Now, I know people are probably like, no, Search and Destroy is where it's at. I love Search and Destroy, but I think Prisoner Rescue is the winner. That one really hooked me. The ability to navigate revives and putting up, like I was throwing up cameras on the wall and marking people, I really, really liked it. I'm here for the duty, what's good? I maxed out my ranking over the weekend, and it's the best Call of Duty I've played since Modern Warfare. It's a different style of Call of Duty in a better way through tactical approaches that have been improved. It's COD plus Rainbow Six. Third-person mode's fine, Ghostface. I think it's a little awkward. I think people will like it, but going from third-person to first-person aiming is a little awkward. Like, you don't aim over the shoulder. As soon as you aim, it pulls it down into first person. So it's a little awkward. What's good, Pinoy Prince? Yo, what's good, Talica? For those of you that missed it, we did hit 1,500 members last week, so the members-only past broadcast is available. My wife and I streamed on Friday night. It is hilarious. You all need to watch that when you get a moment. Good to see you in chat feed. The next milestone we're shooting for this month is 1,800 members. Well, we will unlock another emote. We have updated all of the badges. I will give you guys a Lono Kappa when we hit 1,800 members, which we desperately need that emote. There's basically the same game mode with different names and bombs replaced with people. No, I don't agree with that, Christopher Wright, because there are not team revives in Search and Destroy. Search and Destroy is not going to run quite the same as Prisoner Rescue. I don't agree with that. The other major difference is you have to pick a prisoner up and run them back, and there's multiple prisoners, and all of them can be taken back for potential points. The game flow is very different. Now, if you really, really want to play it, differently, there were a couple times where I felt like, should we leave one player alive and try and capture all the hostages instead of just wiping the other team? I don't know how the score breaks down, so I don't know if that is a strategy that anybody would utilize. Am I wrong to think Prisoner Rescue is just a nice upgrade to the traditional capture the flag modes? Well, it's a little bit different in multiple ways, Derek. I think that's a good question. Traditionally, capture the flag was team deathmatch, where you each had a side and you each had a flag. Prisoner Rescue, there are 3 different prisoners, and it's round based, and you can revive your teammates. So round based means once I'm out for the round. I'm laying on the ground, and I have to wait for a teammate to revive me. So it keeps track of who's alive at the top. It shows you 6 character little icons, and as they go down, there's X's, and as they get revived, they come back. So the strategy And the three lane breakdown really leads to different gameplay, because when someone gets a hostage, they have to run it back. The hostage is on their shoulder and they only have a pistol, and you have to protect them, but there's 3 hostages, so they might grab one as a total decoy. Your team, overreacts and goes to look for it, and then they're able to maybe get another one or something. I actually think it was one of the better new game modes that I've played, because it didn't have that traditional funnel of, oh my gosh, we can't even get to the flag, because their interest of defense is split. They have to split into, and protect 3 different hostages, and being able to revive teammates and to be playing it in a round-based mode created an intensity and a strategy that I immediately got hooked by. I was like, oh, I get this. If we're attacking, we split up, and we really try and drive the other team to split up as well. And if you get 1 or 2 picks, one of the best things you can do, I found, was you kind of stay in that area. I was guarding center lane a couple times, and we would get 1 or 2 guys down in center lane, and I would stay there, because it's like, I'm not going to let anybody come and revive these guys, and now I've weakened their team. Like, my team can cover the remaining. The scoring of the prisoner is really good. Rounds can be either 100-0, 100-50, or 200-0. So how do you get 200? Do you wipe the entire team for 200, or is 200 a well-played round of getting the hostages out as well as getting kills? TTK is a bit too fast, but not bad. Time to kill is funky because of headshots. I got killed yesterday in the third-person mode, and I heard a bunch of bullets, but the way that I died, I thought I got sniped. I was like, did that guy spray me, or did he snipe me? Because I heard, brrr, I heard the spray, but I went down so fast. I was like, did he snipe me? And then I watched the kill cam, and he literally sprayed, and his gun went shoulder, head. So it was like shoulder, and it was like, so I mean, I instantly went down. So it made sense when I watched the kill cam. Like, experientially, I was like, did I get sniped or did I get sprayed? Like, which happened? I thought it was pretty good. I was like, okay, that was a clean kill. The guy got a great, great volley of headshots. Oh, rescue both hostages. You can't wipe the other team. See, I thought that's what was going on the one time, because we got them down to 1 person, and I felt like suddenly my team was going for revives and the hostages, and I was like, oh, that's really smart. See, because that creates a really good interplay of, well, that last guy, he could run your team because your team is being hesitant to kill him. When they only have 2, you're like, all right, there's only 2 of them. Let's get to work here. If you kill one, no worries. There's still 1 left. You don't want to wipe their team. You want to get the hostages out, because you know why I like that? That prevents it from just devolving into round-based team deathmatch. You actually have an incentive to play intelligently and say, no, it's not just about killing the other team. It's about rescuing the hostages, which puts pressure on the defending team to say, listen, we don't want them to get any hostages out. They'll get more points if they do that. Is it attack and defend mode, or both teams fight over the hostages? It's attack and defend, Warpath. Yes, it's attack and defend. All this proves Sony was right about how hard it'd be for anybody to compete with Call of Duty. Yeah, their event and their spending is just absolutely bonkers. Clayro to Derp with 8-month milestone. The Work and Lurk crowd unite. Thank you so much. Big question, will you buy the game? I will 100% be buying Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I want to play the campaign. I want to play the multiplayer. Homie, I've never wanted to play Call of Duty multiplayer. I've not wanted to play it for a very long time. If you guys are just tuning in and you're enjoying my coverage, I'm giving my Modern Warfare 2 open beta review, my thoughts. If you're enjoying my content, I am safe for work. That means I'm not sitting here swearing like crazy. A lot of people throw me on in the background like a radio show or a podcast, so be sure to hit subscribe. That enables you to join into the subject and talk and chat. Subscribing is actually free. Also, do me a favor, smash that like button. Smash that like button. That will be a helpful thing to our video when we hit those milestones. I'd love to see 200 likes on this video. We've already gotten a handful of new subscribers this morning. And if you're one of the regular visitors of my channel and you enjoy my coverage and what we do, consider becoming a member. Membership is $5 a month, but you get access to all of the extra content that I do. No more chicken left in my bucket. I'm going to have to go down on a double wide surprise. What the huh? I'm so excited for the campaign, says We the People. Battlefield 2042 left an itch that hasn't been scratched yet, and I think Modern Warfare 2 campaign will finally do it for me. Gaming Frontier says having a blast. Vanguard Time to Kill ruined COD for me, says Donovan. D. Rick Venegas says mid. Oh, you think it's mid? You're not liking the beta? I didn't get any Call of Duty since 2019. The weapon progression with the different platforms is really good. Now, Eugene, you were worried about pay to win. Is there any pay to win in this? I saw you bringing that up in the Discord. Also, they brought back my G3. I can't wait to get into hardcore with a single fire silenced one. I don't know if you showed off the weapon progression portion, but that might be pretty cool to show off on this video. The weapon progression, can you show much of it even if you've not played much? I didn't play that much. I got to like rank 7. I enjoyed my time. I didn't have any issues with it at all, but I just didn't have tons of time over the weekend to play. I was coaching my kids' soccer, going to my son's soccer game. I went to a Lou City soccer game with, a bunch of men from my church, and it was like, man, my weekend just got evaporated, so I didn't have much time to play. There's a weapon with attachments you can get for like $30. There's not much progression to show for the beta. When the final game comes out, it's going to be quite a bit more. The pay to win is easily surpassed, but I felt held back because they were holding attachments, says Eugene. What's good, Enigma Gaming? Welcome on in. Yeah, you can see the progression without unlocking. All right, hang on a second. Because that would be a concern. That would be a concern that you're going to let people like buy their way through it. Guys, we need 50 more likes on the video. It does help us to hit milestones. Help me hit that 200 likes really, really early in the day. Folks are sort of asking me to showcase the weapon progression. Let me pull it up here and see what we can see. I can walk you through to pull it up if you want. I don't want to interrupt stream, but it's pretty awesome. I mean, I'm happy to pull it up and walk through. I typically don't need help with that sort of thing. It was great. A few bugs of people dying, but their character stays standing or an attack pose. Yeah, I had a guy die in the third person mode, and he was like leaning against a wall, and it was like, it looked like he was sitting there protecting the corridor, and I was like, what's that guy doing? And then I realized he was dead. I was like, what in the world is going on? I was like, why is he just standing there? All right, let's see here. So if I click on this and then I go to weapons, is it in operators? I'm assuming it's in weapons, right? And then you go to edit the loadout, and then you go to gunsmith on the weapon. Oh, and then you just scroll over to progression. Okay, so hang on a second. Let me get Studios set up properly so you have the right cap card here. So we're looking at the M4. This is the garden variety assault rifle that everyone's going to start out with. You can see my build. You can see what I've put on it. They do limit you to five modifications. You can see that over there in the corner. I've got 5 out of 5, but you can come over here and see the progression. So I've already gone up from the assault rifle M4 level 19 to the F-TAC Recon battle rifle, and then you can see it has its own things that I have unlocked. I've gotten 19 out of 19 on that one. Oops. And then this is locked. This submachine gun, the FSS Hurricane, and then this up here is the 5.56 Icarus, which it's acting like I have all the items, and then, but I don't understand that. And then if I go up to the M16, it's locked. I'm kind of confused. What's the best? I've only really played with the M4. which you can see here, I've gotten it to level 19. So the UI must be glitched because it's acting like, oh no, I see what's happening. I see what's happening. When I click on this, it's taking me to the M4 first. That's kind of confusing. All right, let me try and make better sense of this because I was like, why is it showing me that I have all the attachments? So the M4 leads to these weapons, and you can see here, when I get all the way up to 19, I can drop down here to the FTAC, which is level 1 of 22, and I can get all of the 22 attachments, and then I could go down and get the FSS Hurricane, which is a submachine gun, and I could get its attachments, which it's not letting me scroll any further. Wait, I can zoom in or zoom out. Oh, so zoom in, zoom out just does that. Okay. This is really, really nice because what this does is it almost gives you a sense of skill tree with the weapons themselves. It is interesting that when I say see track, it wasn't working. It takes you into the track instead of... So that's just a UI thing they need to work on. So right now, when I go up to the Icarus and I hit X to see track, it doesn't take me to the Icarus track. It automatically starts on the M4. That's why I was getting confused. I was like, wait, why is it saying I have all 19? So the Icarus is a light machine gun that you can obviously get, you know, up to 15 different levels and attachments for. And then the M16 is all the way up here, and that's actually letting me scroll down and see everything. So this creates almost a skill tree feel to the weapon system in this game, so that currently you can see my M4 and all the different things that I've got. So if I want to change the muzzle on here, I've definitely got a bunch of things that are still locked. Now these might be locked because of the beta. They're not letting me go any further, right? Don't all the attachments work with the guns that use the same receiver body? Well, yeah, that I don't know. If I go up to this, it has all these new, it has all these new things, which I don't know what that is. It's not giving me a name, but it's showing me. I might have to go to the weapon itself, you know what I'm saying, and say, okay, maybe I need to select. Oh, I don't know if I even can. What type of weapon? What's the classification? So we go to we go to edit, and then we go to gunsmith, and we would be looking for the FTAC Recon, which is a battle rifle. Okay, so we would need to go in here, and we would need to go over to battle rifle. Here's the FTAC Recon. We'd need to go into the armory. We'd need to equip it, and then we would need to go to the gunsmith. So the barrel, the Tempest Trench Pro, can be equipped, and then the muzzle is locked. All these things are locked. So all I can do is put the barrel on there. So I don't know, being that it's a battle rifle, I wouldn't be able to put any of the M4 stuff on here, right? And then when I go to progression, you can see it's down here. It's attached to the M4. So the way they have this built, the weapons themselves are treed up underneath one tree. So the M4 leads to a light machine gun, an assault rifle, and a battle rifle, and a submachine gun. The attachments are based on individual weapon levels, but attachments are platform based too. Okay. So if I wanted to go back in here, this is one gripe that I did have. I do feel like the UI gets a little redundant, and it can be a little much, right? So the optics, yeah, I don't know if I can get any of these optics. I only have the one. Maybe do you just have to keep playing to get beyond the reflex? Like the mini, it doesn't even tell me how I get these. It just says locked. Are you in the beta? Are you able to get beyond the initial attachment of the reflex? The stocks they let me get, I got 4. So I wonder if you can just keep on going. That really helps with accuracy. The accuracy really goes up there. Rear grip makes such a minor amount of control, like difference. I don't know if I want to do that. Ammunition, laser, the underbarrel, I always like doing. You can really get a lot of accuracy and recoil control with the pineapple vert grip. I'm beyond all that. I unlocked the weapons. Okay, so you can keep going. Okay, nice. So it's not necessarily locked in the beta. Okay. And then my muzzle, I've only got the one. This actually has damage range, but the pros and the cons: sound suppression and recoil smoothness. Recoil smoothness is probably actually very helpful. Right here would be the one I would probably want to go with. Aim down sight, hip recoil control, and movement speed. So that actually slows me down quite a bit, but look at the weapon now. Look how much different it looks. Now it looks almost like an M16. The customization in this is something that I could get. This is the kind of stuff you could get lost in and really, really throw yourself at. So that's actually a little bit better than I originally had it. So you can see down there in the left-hand corner what my modifications are doing. So you get a nice summary. So my range, my accuracy, and my recoil control have all gone up. Damage has gone down like the teeniest smidgen. It's almost not even visible. And then my mobility and my handling have gone down, right? I feel like those are all fair trades for this thing likely performing better in a lot of the fights, a lot of the range fights, a lot of the lane fights. So I really, really like that. I think that the way they've set up like the unlock trees with the weapons is really, really good. Guys, we have close to 500 people here, and we don't have 200 likes yet. I know we harp on it, and I know it gets a little bit old, but it does help. Those like milestones help. If you're here lurking and you're listening and you're here all the time, go through the daily ritual, smash that like button, give us our 200 likes. Actually, we should be shooting for 300 likes with this many viewers here. Do me a favor and do that if you haven't. Let's shoot for the moon today. We're having a great, great, strong turnout this morning. This is Reforge Gaming. It is a live interactive talk show Monday through Friday. I do multiple shows a day. We did play the Modern Warfare 2 open beta over the weekend. I played it on Friday. My first couple of games did not go very well. I didn't get very many kills. It was team deathmatch. I was kind of getting rocked. Then I tried Prisoner Rescue and had a much better time. Really enjoyed that mode quite a bit. I did not have fun with Modern Warfare 2019. I don't even think I played it. I just skipped out. Back then, I just didn't really mess with them. It can be quite confusing for people if they don't know how to navigate it. Well, it's also confusing because I don't think the UI is particularly designed that well, Detective. Like, it literally said show track, and it zoomed in on a different weapon. And it's a little redundant. Like, you click on a weapon, then you got to click again, then you got to click again. Like, some of the UI elements when you're going into the custom loadout and the gunsmith and the weapons and things, it can be a little much. It can be a little redundant and a little confusing, I think. If you're on Sony service or Xbox Game Pass, why not just try it out? It's free. You can even invade other players' games and kill them. Kind of cool. I don't know what you're talking about. You must keep playing to upgrade, says Donovan. Also, I don't recommend using a sight just to have better ADS speed. You can compensate with other attachments. Yeah, I don't really like that sight. Like, now that you're saying that, I actually don't like the reflex sight, and then it gives you the opportunity to put more attachments on the gun. You know, to add maybe a better rear grip or a better forward grip. You know, I don't have the one forward grip unlocked, but I would imagine that would be the one that I would pick, like the pineapple vertical grip. But yeah, that's a good word. The sight wasn't helping me most of the time anyway. You know, it was usually kind of just getting in the way. It's kind of big. PS Plus required to play the Modern Warfare 2 beta? I don't actually know. Yo, good morning, Julio. A little late, meeting Monday. Overall thoughts on the beta, good or bad or surprising? I am surprised that I wanted to play as much as I did, because I'm at a rank 7, so I didn't play like a ton, but I generally did not expect myself to play as much as I did or to want to play as much as I did. Prisoner Rescue was the one that really brought things home for me. It was just something about the round-based combat, and the ability to revive. I just thought added a really, really fun back and forth. You know, added a good feel. Why does that guy keep saying something and retracting it? What's he doing? Like, Enigma Gaming, that's like, how many messages has he done that on? Okay, just 2. I thought I saw more than that. Okay. Are you having trouble typing, or is there a reason you're retracting what you're saying? The same. The beta feels really, really good. Yeah, I found that the game mode that I enjoyed the most was Prisoner Rescue. And that's because Search and Destroy always felt like it was just a little bit too slow. And I feel like Prisoner Rescue brings the elements. He's just telling us his account is frozen over and over again. Okay, well, say it again, and I'm just going to ban you, because that's just disruptive. I feel like you're in here trying to do something. Third-person mode's been so much fun. I'm a PS4 Pro. When it comes out on PC, I can see how much I like the FPS part. Yeah, third-person's interesting, right? Third-person's interesting because it's not a traditional third-person mode. You actually aim down sight. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of this guy. You aim down sight and go first person right from third person. It's really, really weird. And I found it to be a little bit awkward, okay? But I think it's going to be a huge hit with people. I do. I think plenty of people are going to say, oh man, I love this. Did third person feel campy? No, it didn't feel campy because when I played the third-person mode, it was Mosh Pit, and we were domination. Like, we were on domination, so it was like you had to move, you had to go and try and get control points. You couldn't just sit still. Now, I did think that third-person really, really changed the flow. So for those of you that are just tuning in, I'm kind of giving my review of the Modern Warfare 2 open beta, okay? And I was playing Domination, and there were a couple of times dudes were very much really taking advantage of the third-person camera, right? They were on a lane, they were on a door, and you can't see them. You don't know they're there, but they know you're coming. I had a guy just absolutely wreck my world with the shotgun doing that. He was on the corner, he saw me coming, and he stepped in, he was like, doom, doom, and I was like, oh my gosh. And there were a couple of times, there was a domination point on like a lane, and if you got in that lane, people were stepping out. So what did I do? I started returning the favor, right? I was like, okay, I've got control of this point. I'm going to stand on this wall. I can pivot and check the stairs as soon as I hear footsteps and get my shotgun out. Or I can check the hallway with my AR. And I actually liked it. I was like, okay, I like this. Kratos pre-blocking them before. Kratos is probably on top chat and couldn't see what the guy's saying because he's probably going around spamming that and YouTube filters it out. Thoughts on how they copied and pasted the Vanguard play of the game and how it's completely atrocious? I don't know what you mean. Do you mean I didn't see that. The play of the game? You mean the kill cam? Oh, I left this out of my review, and I should have included this. I should have put this in here. The most negative thing I can say about this, the most negative and most critical thing I could say about this, is the spectate camera is awful. It is absolutely awful. I don't know why they thought it was a good idea. It's like a camera on the side of the head of the person that you're spectating, and it is absolutely terrible. I'm like, I feel drunk. I can't even tell what's going on. The angle's funky. It makes it look like the player has broken legs, and you can't tell what they're doing. You can't tell what they're aiming at. You can't tell if they're what their angle is, what their viewpoint is. I'm like, could we just get a normal viewpoint for spectate? You know what I mean? It's so bizarre. The helmet camera, but yes, it's look weird. Yeah, it's like a helmet camera. I don't need a helmet camera. Listen, I'll be honest with you. When esports starts to latch on to this and starts to go and starts to play, I'm going to tell you something right now. That's going to be the most primary complaint you're going to hear. Is no one wants to see that for spectate mode. They want to be able to see what the person's looking at, not like some weird cam thing. I forgot how bad public lobbies were, and I'm not talking about crap talk. It's the music, the fans, the crunching chips, children crying. Oh yeah, it's bad. It's bad, Eugene. You got to turn that off immediately. I legit forgot about this beta. Well, it runs until tomorrow, and then there's a second one this coming weekend that you get into a few days early if you have pre-ordered. Lono, for that cam, at first I didn't like it, but then it grew on me very quickly because it looks like a GoPro on the character. Oh, I don't think that makes it any different. Just because it feels like a GoPro or like I'm in like a sit rep, you know, like I'm in station command or something, that doesn't matter to me. As somebody, I've professionally shoutcasted, right? At a professional level, been contracted to do it numerous times. I would not want to shoutcast that perspective because you can't tell what they're doing. You can't tell, are they leaning? Are they aiming? Are they watching their corners? Are they watching their angles? I don't know. I'm some drunk attached to the side of their head with some weird fisheye cam. It's awful. I don't think shoutcasters will have to use that perspective. More than likely, they'll have true spectate mode and they'll be in the perspective of the player. I, for one, don't like it because when I'm spectating somebody, I want to know what they're doing. I want to know what they're looking at. I've literally spectated people in previous games and I've learned things. I'm like, oh, he's standing there because he can see that. He can see down that sight line and this sight line. Or, oh, he's standing there because it gives him great, great cross view or great flank or whatever. And when I'm on that cam, I'm like, bro, I can barely tell what the frick's going on. This is terrible. I feel like I'm being drug. I feel like I'm on a two-legged race with somebody, or three-legged race. Remember when you tied your legs together? I feel like it's a three-legged race and I'm the drunk one. Like, oh, let's get there, man. And you're like, oh, good job. You shot that guy. It looks like they're hip firing everywhere. Seems like everyone does pre-aim corners because there is no movement system. I don't know if there's no movement system, but I don't know what you mean by that. The best players I have stole from kill cams. Yeah, you like learn from what they're doing and their positioning and how they do things. Could be they change the spectate view so you're not able to notice cheaters as easy. Yeah, that's another thing. I can't spectate somebody and see if they're cheating, right? Am I going to be able to spectate somebody in Warzone and be like, oh, this guy's totally walling. He's aiming at walls and his aim is snapping to people. I can't do that if I'm on some drunken headcam thing. He means cover to cover. I'm not. What do you mean he means cover to cover? I said this the other day. It seems they got this perspective from airsoft players. That view is identical to where some people mount their cameras while playing airsoft. It's either on the helmet or on the end of the gun. Kill cam is still first. Yeah, kill cam is first, but I'm saying in like most games, if you're nervous about somebody cheating, like Warzone especially, Warzone's probably a better example because you spectate the person play the rest of their game, right? You only get the helmet cam on your team. I suppose that's true. Do I think the time to kill is too fast? So, my experience in the Modern Warfare 2 open beta was that time to kill was where it should be. I didn't feel like it took too long, and I didn't feel like it went too fast. When I died really, really quickly, do you know what I did? I would go, and I would watch the kill cam, and unsurprising, they would land headshots, right? They would land headshots, and it was like, okay, that's why I died so fast. That's why I went down so fast. It amazes me to deeply care about the royal. Oh, that's what's going on. Who is that guy? Anyway. Fast TTK, I might like this one, says Butters. I guess we don't know about Warzone yet. Yeah, we don't know what Warzone's going to do. That would be the concern, is like this is their new spectate cam. Dolphin dive is legit better than slide in third-person mode. Oh, I loved dolphin diving. I had like my choice spot that I was going to on that map. What was that map? The map that I liked the most was Mercado Las Almas. Mercado Las Almas. That was my favorite map. And I would literally dive across center lane and get tucked into this little nook And it was so helpful because it gave me this great crossfire on their one access point. They had like this one hallway that they like to come out of. And as soon as they started to engage somebody on the full stretch of the hall, I would peek out and team shot them. I freaking loved it. I was like, this is such a great little spot, you know? I have trouble seeing what I'm shooting at after the first couple of shots. Need enemy tags added back. Well, either that or you just need like a red dot. The iron sights are always going to be that way, you know, always going to be that way. Only thing I don't like is the amount of bunny hopping everyone does. Other than that, I think multiplayer is going to be really good. I did notice when we were watching the pros play as well, all the streamers. Guys, could we get 50 more likes on this video? There's so many people here. We've had a very strong start to our Monday. Make sure you're tapping that like button. Let's set our sights on 300 likes. We only need 50 more, and there's like 460 folks here, so we can definitely hit that milestone. Tons of new subscribers as well this morning, so thank you so much for that. And I wonder if bunny hopping should affect accuracy a teeny bit, right? I feel like it should. I don't know. Maybe you guys don't agree with me on this. What do you guys think? Like, you're literally jumping around a corner and you don't miss a single bullet. I don't know. Bunny hopping is Call of Duty 101. It's not a realistic shooter. It was, if it was, most people that play it won't play it. Well, okay, but I'm not saying it should be. You're creating a false dichotomy. Bunny hopping affecting your accuracy a little bit is not me asking for a realistic military sim. I'm just saying, look, man, you shouldn't be able to jump around corners and not suffer any ounce of accuracy loss. A teeny bit would make a huge difference. Yeah, the landing should jar you a little bit or something. What's bunny hopping? It's where these guys basically jump around the corner and they don't miss any shots. And the problem with them jumping around the corner is there's not a way for you to snap on them and aim, right? It's like, oh, let me aim up. What's too late? You just lost the gunfight, generally speaking, as long as they're shooting reasonably well. Hate any of the maps. Personally, I think Hotel is terrible. The other two are okay. The one that had all the windows and the escalators and like 85 corners, I didn't like that one very much. Now, some of that could have been my own map awareness, but I felt like I was just constantly getting flanked, shot in the back, shot in the side. It was like the minute you went to engage, somebody would be like, oh, there's somebody engaging, and they'd like peek out from a window and shoot you. It was like, what the frick? It didn't feel like you could engage anybody. The minute you engaged, somebody was going to get you from some vantage point where they're just tucked away. That's the hotel. I like the museum. People are mad about D2 and in-air accuracy, but it's to bring things in line. 100%, as well as running and gunning. There should be a while where you shoot and lay down, but Call of Duty heads would hate that. Would change the game. Needs to happen over the next 2. Hotel's awesome once you understand it. Guys, who wants to be the first member of the day? Who wants to be the first coffee order of the day? Here at Reforge Gaming, we have our own coffee called Reforge Roast. We have a light roast and a dark roast. We need 27 more likes for 300 likes. We haven't gotten any members, gifted members, or coffee orders yet. That's a way to directly support what we do. I do not run ads throughout the live stream. The only time you will see ads during these streams is if you're watching the past broadcast. You'll get one like every 30 minutes. We leave it to the viewers to support the channel with memberships for $5 a month or coffee orders. But subscribing is free, so is the like button. Thanks for tuning in for my breakdown of the Modern Warfare 2 open beta. The spawns were kind of garbage sometimes, says JW. I would spawn and have the enemy directly behind me and kill me within 2 seconds. Glad to be here. Yo, what's good, Train? Hope you had a good weekend. Treyarch's games feel and play so much better. This game is way too slow. I am surprised anybody is describing the Modern Warfare 2 open beta as slow. I didn't feel like anything was slow. My gosh. If it was faster than this, have you ever watched a video at like 2 times speed? If it was any faster than it is right now, that's what I feel like the game would feel like. It's pretty fast already. I mean, I don't know. That's an interesting perspective. Your perspective isn't wrong. It's just your perspective and your experience. But I am really, really surprised anybody is saying that about this game. To clarify, all movement that's not stationary should cause your inaccuracy debuff. The only thing I would agree with not messing with accuracy, Butters, is like the sidestep wiggle. I think that's a little bit different. I think sidestep wiggle should be less intrusive, but sprinting and jumping should be the most impactful things to your aim, right? He wants Doom speed in Call of Duty. Yeah, maybe. I always liked Infinity Ward's games way more. They felt less floaty and just better. From what I've seen from streamers, it looks really fast, almost too fast. Yeah, I'm surprised anybody would describe this game as being too slow. Yo, good morning, Noble Beast. How are you? Hope everyone enjoyed their weekends. Thanks for being here, man. Will this game draw players from Warzone, says Igor. Igor, that's a good question. I think that because of the way they're staggering the release, yes, and then no. That's a weird answer, isn't it? So let me explain what I mean. So they're being very intelligent about this. This is landing end of October, 2 or 3 weeks before Warzone 2.0 hits. Yo, Terminal Stupidity is taking care of our faithful folks, gifting 5 members, and look at the names that got it. Donovan, always here. Uncle Brada, always here. Newtonian, always here. Paul, NVIDIA Play Games. Thank you so much for being that loyal to the channel. Some of those people might not even be here right now. I think they're all here. The more loyal you are, the more you watch, the more you press the like button, the more likely you are to get a membership, right? We need 11 more likes. If you're here, you're listening, you're lurking, you're liking, you're supporting the channel, those gifted members literally go in order of loyalty. There's a list. So Terminal Stupidity wants to start us off. Who else wants to gift some members? Let's get some more of these gray names in here. It looks like I'll be playing Call of Duty War another year or two until Treyarch game. Let me go back to what I was saying. So what I think is going to happen is a lot of the Warzone players, they're going to dive headfirst into this. It's new. It's got the new car smell. It's fun. And they'll play it, for 2 or 3 weeks. And then when Warzone 2.0 comes out, all those Warzone players will run over there. But the people that want the more stripped down gameplay and they're not looking for the Battle Royale, they're not looking for the big maps, they'll stay firmly planted in Modern Warfare 2. They will stay firmly planted. The beta right now has 1 day and 3 hours left. So it's going to end midday tomorrow, and then they'll open it up again this coming weekend. Nifty says, long time since I've been here for a live stream. Hope all is well. Good to see you, Nifty. Don't nerf bunny hopping, says Jamie Lee. You have to give people a way for players to aggro others. Otherwise, everyone will just hold angles and it will play slow. Anyone can learn to bunny hop. Okay, let me say something, though. I actually think that's good pushback, Jamie Lee, is you have to give people aggressive movements so that it doesn't turn into angle sitting. Everybody's fence sitting and just staring and hoping somebody else moves, right? I don't disagree with what you're saying. I don't. But I wonder if there's not a middle ground, right? Is there not a middle ground somewhere there? Thanks for the membership, says Donovan. Saving money for school. No problem, Donovan. That's why I commonly say, listen, if you're here all the time and you can afford $5 a month, you're going to make room for the others that are not able to do a membership right now. Like, seriously. You got to think about the grand scheme of the channel, man. 4 weeks of content. 5 days of members-only content. We do a members-only talk show every day at the end of the day. And then we have the members-only Discord and Friday nights with my wife. So we actually give more content to members than some YouTube channels give to their public audience. Seriously. I do 2 talk shows a day for the public, and then I do a third for members. Like, we create more content than virtually almost any channel you can find. So it's well worth it if you guys enjoy what we do here. Bunny hopping should be on a cooldown after the first hop, and accuracy should be nerfed. Yeah, I could see doing that, being like, yeah, you can't spam it. You want to jump around a corner, fine. It needs to be an aggressive strategic decision that you can't just mindlessly spam. Like, you come jumping around the corner, we'll give you 1 jump, and then it's got to be on like a little bit of a cooldown, so you can't just keep spamming it over and over. I mean, even the dolphin dive, you got to land on the ground and get back up. You know what I mean? The Rockman shirt's dope. Yeah, if you like the Mega Man shirt, this comes from one of our partners, 80s Tees. You can use my code over there and you get 30% off. It's a great site. Marvel, Star Wars, movies, video games, anything you can think of. Just use code Lono, so that way you get 30% off. I miss the old Black Ops zombies and maps. Bank account got hacked. They got everything. How is your bank not going to fix that? This game seemingly has longevity written all over it, says Eugene. Bunny hopping is a problem, though. Accuracy should be increased or allowed to hip fire. Great turnout, man. Hit the like. Yeah, I'm happy to see this many people here. I was a little nervous. We sometimes don't get the greatest response to our Call of Duty coverage, but I got to tell you, something's in the water. I think people are really digging this beta. I think the Modern Warfare 2 open beta is really doing something for people. Yeah, Eugene, Wheezy put that in there already. Give jumping a stamina bar where if you spam your jump, it's not as high when it is low. Yeah, like you don't jump very high. You almost just like do like a little hop. Yeah. Infinity Ward has the worst movement in Call of Duty, though. It's unrealistic. I mean, I'm sure there are people that think that about Treyarch. You know what I'm saying? It's a little subjective. I'm not discounting what you're saying. I'm saying it really comes down to what your preference is. I always hated the Treyarch games, and I always loved the Infinity Ward games. I'll be honest with you. I think I'm in the bigger camp. That doesn't make me right and you wrong. I just think I'm in the bigger camp of people. I think more people prefer Infinity Ward over Treyarch. Like, historically speaking, I think Infinity Ward wins. If you poll the entire Call of Duty community, historically speaking, I think Treyarch loses by a lot. Now, Black Ops 2 is going to make that kind of tough because Black Ops 2 was super popular because of lag compensation and automatic balanced lobbies. It made good people play worse and bad people play better. But the that's why Black Ops 2 was so popular. Black Ops 2 was popular because it made mediocre players feel like gods. And yes, I think that's provable. Yo, African Jedi renewing their membership and jumping back in. Thank you, sir, for doing that. Welcome back to Reforge Gaming. I think there needs to be a line decided on what people want, realistic or unrealistic. Do you want wall running and robot legs, or do you want realistic reloads and body movement? It's not... Here's the thing, though, deletes. When someone's taking issue with bunny hopping, they're not asking for realism. They're asking for sensible balance. Does that make sense? Imagine if you could dolphin dive over a wall and flip, and if during that movement you could shoot perfectly accurately. Now, somebody taking issue with that isn't saying anything about realism. They're saying, that doesn't seem sensible. That doesn't seem balanced. You're jumping around a corner and spraying, and you're not missing any shots. It's not a question of realism. It's a question of balance, right? If you look at what the movement is doing, the advantages that it offers, the aggression that it offers, shouldn't it come at a cost? Typically in games like this, movement choices come at a cost. You're going to make sound. You're going to expose yourself. You're going to be taking a risk for a potential reward. The idea that you could be jumping and firing down sights, hilarious. I'd be in the pro nerf camp if that's the case. JW just hit 20 months of membership, almost 2 years. Thank you so much for doing a tier 2 as well. I guess I've been here a while. Keep up the good work. If you guys currently have a tier 1 membership and you want to upgrade it to tier 2, we only need like 15 more people to do that. It'll unlock more content on the channel. I like that shots don't ping on the minimap in core modes. That's a welcome change. Bunny hopping was a bit ridiculous, says Nolan. Even just from a sprinting and jumping around a corner, it's too easy. I'm glad I'm not buying multiple PS5 DualSense controllers now that they took out slide canceling. It's a little bit of both, says Butters. No, so older is jumping 20 times in a row with an 80-pound gear on. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Cardoc with 21 months. There's another tier 2 and a long time membership. Welcome back in, Cardoc. Welcome back to Reforge Gaming. Nifty jumps in with the first new membership of the day. The gifteds weren't new. I think those were all renewals. Those were all past members. Nifty, welcome to Reforge Gaming. Enjoy the dope badge and emotes. You're dope and deserve dope stuff. Be sure to get into the members-only Discord. It's a great place to connect with people to play and be in touch with the community when I'm not live. We also never miss members-only content in there. You will get pinged in the announcements room when I go live with members-only content. Sometimes YouTube won't ping you about members-only content. You'll be like, oh, I missed it. Well, not if you're in the Discord, you won't. The minimap was not working properly for the beta. They stated that before. The thing I don't like about leaks... Oh, you guys are talking about leaks. Yeah, I can't engage that subject. It'll be a huge, huge detractor from what we're talking about. No soldier is jumping 20 times in a row with an 80 pounds of equipment and a weapon that has that accuracy. Right, and no one's arguing for the realism of the 80-pound equipment. I'm arguing for the balance. If you're going to enable the player to run and jump around the corner, and there's advantages that come with that, there needs to be disadvantages as well. There has to be trade-off. The one thing Cool Spoon is saying, guys, we are at 1 hour on the broadcast, so they're telling me to run ads. I don't do that. What I do is say, hey, it's free to click like and subscribe. If you haven't done the free things yet, do the free things and then consider doing the paid things. The one thing during the presentation that was off to me was how they described weapon movement. They said it would move more realistic, and then they showed it moving realistically when the person went from crouch to standing. This whole statement seemed to be negated when I saw bunny hopping. The players are able to have their guns near perfectly horizontal and not bouncing around like their previous statement seems to make. Yo, another brand new membership, Surge 606 Gaming, jumping in. Welcome to Reforge Gaming. Enjoy the badge, the emotes, and the access to our members-only Discord. We got a bit of a member train going. Smash that join button. It's $5. You get a whole month of extra members-only content. You basically get an extra stream every day and access to our Discord. They don't tell me to run ads, they recommend it. And I think membership that's voluntary and members-only content is a far better way to do it. It allows you guys to engage where you want and how you want. I have to disagree a bit, says Windsor. They haven't listened and kept things everyone has told them since Modern Warfare 2019 of Dead Silence perk, minimap, see shooting if I don't have silencer, no last stand. Wait, are you saying bunny hopping is a community request? People want bunny hopping in the game? Is that what you're saying? A 9-month re-up membership from Mick D09. That's a great milestone, and a 5-month milestone for Uncle Brada. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you. You guys are keeping the member train going. Let's go. I bet you we could unlock an emote today. Brother Fab jumping in as a brand new member. Keeping the member train going. I love seeing brand new members that aren't gifted because you just made room for somebody else when we get gifted members. So thank you guys for doing that. Get committed, get involved, jump in the Discord. This community is amazing. You're gonna love your time here. We have a really, really great time. We are definitely going to be doing community game night with Call of Duty. If you're a big COD fan, you're going to want to be here for Friday nights when we do that. Oh, and don't forget, if you do tier 2, you get in first. You know what? You know what we might do? I might do it this Friday. If we hit a big enough milestone of members, I might do COD this Friday with you guys instead, and I'll let tier 2 members jump in. You guys want to pub stomp some prisoner rescue? Yo, a $5 tip from JW says, tip train, choo choo. There we go. Thank you, sir. Infinity Ward made a casual tactic shooter, but it's still Call of Duty. Got quarter 130. Wish me luck. All right, good luck, Newtonian. About to become a Call of Duty channel. No, we're not. In the closed beta, says Christopher Wright, the minimap was showing red dots when you shot up suppressed weapons, and they said it was a bug. Oh, so you're not supposed to show on the minimap when you're shooting a suppressed weapon. Yo, another tip coming through Super Chat, $2 from Newtonian. He says, chug a chug, says keep the train going. Join as a member, click Super Chat. Hey, you know what else keeps the member train going? Gifted members as well. Feel free to do that. What are your thoughts on the raid they mentioned and how it could work? I'm thrilled as a PvE player that Modern Warfare 2 is going to have raids that are going to have like puzzles and tactics and sounds like waves of enemies. A 2-month milestone for Xanatos, another member jumping back in. It's definitely worth becoming a member, says Xanatos. I found this channel over a month ago. I listen every day while I'm at work. The coffee is great too. I really appreciate that endorsement, Xanatos. Thank you for saying that. He's saying that the Reforge Roast coffee is worth checking out and Reforge Gaming is worth being a member too. That's very kind. Thank you very much. Love all this Train reference. Yo, Train loves the Train references because his name is Train. It's going to have raids. Yes. They said there would be 3-man raids in the game with puzzles, strategy, tactics, and surviving, like, I think they said like waves of enemies. They described it where it sounded like there would be waves of enemies, right? I'm very excited about that because the shooting in this game and the equipment is awesome. Yo! Brother Fab with a $50 super chat tip. I subbed in the first month on your previous platform. Even ran a Taken King raid with you when you did carries. Glad to see you doing well. I thought your name was familiar. I was like, I know this name. I know that it was the same name on the other platform, wasn't it? Bro, that's big. Welcome back. You know what's funny? A lot of people from that era are coming back around, and I appreciate it. If there's anything that we have done, definitively, we've proven that we're not done, and you can clearly watch my content, especially the content with my wife, and see who I really am. And I appreciate you coming back. Seriously. A lot of folks have done that recently, and I can't say thank you enough. It all comes full circle. Lono doing raid runs again. Yeah, we're going to become a Call of Duty raid run channel, right? Helping people through. Windsor guy says, sorry, Lono, I'm saying a lot of people are not liking this game. Okay, because they said they listened to feedback, but they clearly haven't because these things have been told to them. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying there's feedback that is absent from the Modern Warfare 2 open beta. Okay, I understand. Lono about to do Modern Warfare 2 raid carries. Yeah, I'm telling you what. Let's set a member goal. Let's do it. I tell you what we'll do. If we hit 1,800 members this week and we unlock that emote, we will play some Call of Duty this Friday night with members, and I'll let Tier 2 members jump in first. That's an incentive for you to become a Tier 2 member. All right? Let's hit 1,800 members. I bet you we can do it. We start going gifting crazy right now, we might be able to hit it today. You got all week. That's the goal. We're not even through September yet. I bet you we could do it. I bet you we could. You only got to hit it once. If we hit it and drop below, that's fine. That's going to happen. Is DMZ the raid mode? No. DMZ is the Escape from Tarkov mode that will be in... Is it in Warzone? Is it in Warzone or Modern Warfare 2? Yo, Arteram says, I'll keep the member train going. He's keeping the members up at the top of the chat. 5 gifted members, either a super chat or a member, keeps the train going. Immortal Turtle's always here and got one. JC's always here. Doom Reaper's always here. A Different Era and Spartan of Doom. They're here all the time. That's why they got a membership. Keep that train going, man. It's only going to people who are super loyal to the channel. They have fixed gifted members, so you can gift members in confidence. GS says, I'm jumping in on my own. I don't need it gifted. Thank you for doing that. That's very kind. It makes space for the folks who can't afford a membership right now. I know for some folks, man, times can be tough. We try to provide a great show for free and extra content for members, and we have mega generous people who gift members all the time. So GS, good on you for jumping in. Enjoy the dope badge, the emotes. Another brand new member today, keeping that member train going. We can do it. How many FPS you think you get on PC? Probably uncapped. I would think it'd be uncapped. Yo, my gosh. I will not be able to read all these names. Brother Fab just dropped a 50 membership bomb on the channel. Online MVP dropped a 5 bomb. Dodevas dropped a 5 bomb. That is 60 members. I cannot read all these names. You need to check chat right now to see if you got a membership, because that's big. I'm seeing names that I recognize. I'm seeing Pure Lycian. I'm seeing I-Man Rich the Swag Lord, Ravenous Poro, Demetrius. I am seeing names that are here all of the time. Connor, Greenside got one. My man Willie Kale got one. All of these names are people who are here practically every single day. Jaggy Snake and Wishbone, they're here all the time. They are now members. They get access. My man Fistmaster's here. Good to see you, Fist. I hope you're well, Scott. Patrick, Brandon's here all the time. What a big one. That's just an absolute bomb. They're still going. Drac gifted a membership. You absolutely love to see it. My man BMAC got one. BMAC is here all of the time. So many people. Hellish Smokers here all the time. Iron Lord Reptar just got a member. Brand channel. Oh, if you're on a branded account, yeah, you can't get them still. That is such a bummer. Let me see where that puts us on the total count. We might have lost some members over the weekend, so let me just double check here. Let me see where that puts us on total count. That was a big one. We are in the 1609. We're about 200 away from the 1800 goal. You guys got us right back up to 1600. We did dip a little bit over the weekend, so big ups on you guys for bouncing us back. A 3-month milestone for Warpath. Welcome back in. Love all the support for our great community. Keep up the great work, Lono. Listen. You COD guys. I don't typically cover lots of Call of Duty because the community can be, you're probably well aware of this, the Call of Duty community can be a little nasty. We don't run a nasty community here. So if you're one of the old timers, if you're like me, I'm 40, okay, I've been playing Call of Duty since the first one came out, and you like to keep things positive and nice, and you're looking for people to run some Call of Duty with, you have found a great bastion of goodness here in this community. Brother Fab, thank you again for the massive member bomb, and online MVP, and Dodevas, and Drac for gifting. And a Wolf's Den jumps in on their own. Another new member. Welcome to Reforge Gaming. Get in our members-only Discord. Enjoy all the members-only content that we do every day, as well as on Friday nights. I'm an old-timer since back in the Lono D2 days. Listen. I don't want to focus on that, but the people that are coming back around from that era, I appreciate it more than you know. I really do. We have rounded a significant corner in live streaming on YouTube, and it means a freaking metric ton to me. It really does. Like, we have worked, and I heard an encouraging message yesterday about endurance in the storm, and it's like, man, we're starting to see that pay out, and I greatly appreciate it. Homie One Kenobi, I love that name. There is a 4-month milestone for Homie One Kenobi. Welcome back in. There's a 4-month milestone for Demetrius. Thanks for the gift that he says, keep up the amazing content. Oh man, look at that beautiful member train at the top of the chat. Don't let it die out. Don't let that member train die. Those members at the top will slowly trickle away. Keep it going. Jump in on your own for $5, or you can bless 5 people for 25. Drop a nice 5 bomb. Keep it going. If we hit 1,800 members, I'm bumping Madam off the show on Friday night. Actually, no. I'll let her sit and watch. That will be hilarious. We'll let her sit and watch. But we will play some Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 open beta this Friday with members. And if you're a tier 2, I'll let you in first. Yo, Reaper, gifting 5 more. Apollyon's here all the time. So is Saint Ism, Racing 251, Angel Duviat's here, and Phil D is here a lot as well. Welcome in. Thank you so much for doing that. I saw Fistmaster in chat. Scott, are you here? I saw you got a member. Miss you, man. I hope you're well. 4 months from James. That's a nice milestone from my man James. Thanks for the gifted. You guys rock. Getting James back in here. Do you see why gifteds are so important? You guys are maintaining streaks for people. You're maintaining their memberships. Yo, Toasty says, I'm going to upgrade to tier 2. Let's see how many we need. When we get to 100 tier 2 members, I'm going to start doing new content just for tier 2 and above. And when we do gaming nights with like COD, Call of Duty, tier 2 members get in first. We need 17 more people to do that. 17 more. Fistmaster? Yeah, he's like an OG. I've known him for 8 years. Big Borderlands guy. Has like a record for Borderlands 1 life on a couple of characters, I believe. Shout out to whoever gifted me a membership, says Dylan. Just got the email. Wasn't even watching. That's why we do it right there. Dylan is super loyal. He's here all the time. He wasn't even watching the stream today, and he got 3 months in a row gifted from somebody that's generous, and that's why that's so important. That's why you want to be here as often as you can. Just to be clear, I've always been with you, says Brother Fab. Incidentally, with the sickie and being in the medical field, I haven't had time to watch. Hey, I appreciate that, Brother Fab. You were here. You were here behind me, supporting me. Maybe I didn't see you. Maybe you didn't say much. I appreciate that. Those of you that stick to the lurking and stick to the shadows, maybe you don't want to risk saying like, oh, hey, I'm here in support. Maybe you're even from that community. I get it, and I respect it, but we've rebuilt. We've actually not even done yet. We're not actually done. Not until this channel hits 50,000 subscribers have we actually gotten back to ground zero. So we got a ways to go. We got a ways to go. Yo, Craig, keeping the member train going, drops a 5 gifted member bomb on the chat. Nettle has been here a bunch lately. Commando G-Man's here all the time. Prosy's here all the time. Gimstonator and Fran are here all the time. All 5 of those went to very loyal viewers. Welcome back in. Could you say you've reforged? I'll see myself out. Homie, I didn't choose this name by accident. Reforge Gaming was chosen by me very intentionally. It is firmly built upon the idea of what I've been through personally, spiritually, and professionally. This name was not an accident. Busy doing stuff. Nice seeing you doing well. Good to see you, Fist. Good to see you. Thank you, man. I'm just an idiot. I can't offer valuable feedback, but I learned so much by being here, so win-win. Thank you. Almost an entire year for my man Mitch, an 11-month milestone. I'm not new, but let's go. Hey, Mitch, you've been very faithful. I know you even have memberships on multiple channels. Thank you for that. At one time, I think you had memberships on 3 of the channels or something crazy. Very, very kind, very supportive. A 4-month milestone for Angel. I told you Angel was here all the time. You see that? Somebody just helped Angel hit a 4-month milestone by gifting. Chat working Lono shoutcasting skills with the trains. Yeah, the Modern Warfare 2 open beta takes to lane 3, puts him down, gets the elim, and takes the hostage back home. I would love shoutcasting you guys playing this, by the way. I would. I miss shoutcasting. I just wish the spectate was not so bad in this. That freaking head cam is so bad. I started watching you a long time ago, says Sorcerer. We became Iron Lords together and wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Love what you do in your community, Lono. Keep pushing forward. Thank you very much, Sorcerer. I appreciate that very, very much. All this love. I hear Dr. Disrespect singing his song, Give Me the Love Tonight. Yeah. I can hear Doc singing. I love Doc. Firm handshakes to anybody from the Champions Club that's in the chat this right now. Commando G-Man just got to celebrate an 8-month milestone because somebody gifted members. Thank you for doing that. Infinite got a 4-month milestone. Moving to a new apartment last week, followed by vacation, kept me busy, but I keep coming back. Seeing all the love you're getting this morning is awesome. Thank you very much. How do you gift subs? If you can't do it, you might be on mobile. You got to be in a browser. You hit the $ at the bottom of the chat, and then you click gift members and pick the amount that you want to gift. Speaking of shoutcasting, have you ever thought of shoutcasting Rocket League? I probably wouldn't be the greatest person to shoutcast Rocket League. Don't have a lot of experience of it. I professionally shoutcasted Fortnite on 2 different occasions under contract. Once I was in New York, and once was a charity stream. And then we did our own thing. We did our own thing with like Fortnite and Friday Fortnite, and we did some Warzone casting that was really, really fun for a while. I enjoy doing it. I really do. I've not done it in a while. We did it earlier this year, and it just didn't pan out on the channel that we were trying to do it on. We were going in the Call of Duty Warzone and doing some fun stuff, and there were some hilarious moments, but it just wasn't something I could do long term. It's like you can't center a channel around that. It was too tiring. I think the first COD I played was maybe COD 3, but never got in the multiplayer until Black Ops 1. Yeah, the first Call of Duty I ever played was Call of Duty 1 on PC, then 2 and 3 on PC. I got back into it on the Xbox 360 with World at War, and then I met my homies in Modern Warfare 2. I played with them religiously all the way up until like Black Ops 3, and then I kind of fell out with the game. The Magic Trick Shoutcast was a real highlight. Yeah, that was Dakota's. 8 kills in the Magic Trick inside of Salty Springs for Dakotas. What a dream. Yeah. Oh, what was the other one? A sliver of health in a dream. With a sliver of health in a dream, keeps his teammate in the game. Yeah, Fortnite was so much fun. Fortnite was so much fun to shoutcast because it was always some new crazy thing was happening. Someone was in a weird position. My favorite was shoutcasting the Friday Fortnite format because they just went for tons of kills. Like, I remember shoutcasting Tfue, and Turner gave me some love and like retweeted it, and then Dakotas gave me some love when I casted him, and then that's how I got to know Golden Boy and got into that whole circle of people. Yeah. That's another life. That's another life. I don't get to interact. I don't interact with any of those people now. That's another life. Yo, Mike on the mic with a $5 super chat, keeping the super chat and the gifted member train going. Good morning, y'all. Have a great start to the week. I see, my man. Good to see you, Mike. PC Call of Duty for me, says Eugene. OG Modern Warfare 3, couldn't stand World at War. Guys, what was your favorite? What was your favorite Call of Duty, and what was your first? How would you rate the beta out of 10? A solid 9. A solid 9. I had almost no gripes. My only gripe was like the one map in Team Deathmatch was just kind of frustrating. Right now you can do quick play, third person mosh pit, search and destroy, prisoner rescue, and knockout. I'm telling you, prisoner rescue is so good. I like this UI too, how they have prisoner rescue and they do team size 6, max players 12, small to large maps, round based objective, no respawns. And then below it does tell you team revives are enabled. That's why I like it over search and destroy. I like prisoner rescue because I feel like the back and forth with the team revives creates a really, really good intrinsic tug of war where map control is incredibly important. If you guys haven't smashed the like button yet, do me a favor and do that. Let's shoot for 500 likes. There's over 500 people here. So, Lono, no one flaked on you? What do you mean flaked on me? A $20 tip from Ganks. I'm on mobile. I can't gift, so take this instead. My man. That is very, very generous. Welcome. First Call of Duty was Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, and then my favorite was Black Ops 1. Modern Warfare 2 started going nuts with the kill streaks, and they removed my baby G3. Zombies on World at War was where it was at. I couldn't get into zombies. It just wasn't, I don't know. I struggled with it. We are getting a crazy suggest today. Holy moly. If you clicked on my stream, if I was on your homepage on YouTube, or I was suggested to you on another video, thank you so much for clicking on the vid and giving me a shot. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. Here at Reforge Gaming, we do a talk show like this Monday through Friday. We do multiple shows a day, so welcome. First was World at War. Favorite was Ghost, says Casey. Call of Duty. What's up, family? What's good, Jeremy? In the game mode for zombies, love Ghost. Call of Duty Finest Hour. First Call of Duty was World at War, says ETP. Favorite Call of Duty was Black Ops 2. It's funny how there's a lot of people saying World at War was their entrance point or their favorite. No, good morning, Zach Quartz. If you guys are just tuning in, we've had a bit of a member train and a gifted member train as well as a super chat train, and it's going to keep going. Nolan's keeping it alive with a 10 spot. Gotta keep it going. That is been so kind. We're shooting for 1,800 members. If we hit 1,800 members, I will do a special Friday night stream where we play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 open beta together. So make sure you consider becoming a member. It's $5 a month. Tier 2 members will get first dibs that night, so you might want to consider upgrading to Tier 2. That also will unlock more content on the channel. Yo, Doom hits a 4-month milestone as a member. I don't like COD games, so I wasn't watching the stream until I got the member email. Thanks, Brother Fab. Brother Fab dropped a massive 50 gifted member bomb. He's from the old Destiny days, and he's still around, and Doomslayer got the email and is now here in the stream. That's a wonderful way to boost viewership. To gift members, and people are like, oh, hey, I got a gifted member. Maybe I should go into the stream. Doomslayer's here all the time, too. That's why he got one. My entrance point was Modern Warfare 2, says Vengeance. Favorite was Black Ops 2. Veter says Call of Duty 1. Favorite was Call of Duty 2. I was talking to a guy a couple of weeks ago, and him and his boys, him and his friends, they still play Call of Duty 2. They still do. They're like, yeah, we love it. We don't want anything to change. I mean, that's pretty impressive, you know? That's pretty impressive that even after all this time, there's still dudes playing Call of Duty 2. I remember playing a Call of Duty Capture the Flag mode on Call of Duty 2 servers. It was really, really enjoyable. And it was interesting. It was interesting that there was such a pull in that game to modify and to update things and to make things cool, you know? First one was World at War, but my favorite's Black Ops 1. You know what else I've noticed about Call of Duty is people split down the middle between the modern and the Black Ops with their favorites. My favorite Call of Duty, says Cool Spoon, is also what I would say is the best FPS multiplayer experience I've ever had, is the original Modern Warfare 2. From the weapons to the maps and the kill streaks and the low skill-based matchmaking, if anything, everything just felt great. It's not just nostalgia talking either, because when it became backwards compatible on Xbox, I played it and I still loved it. I'm just going to be disappointed at Grand Theft Auto. I'm not reading that. We're not talking about that. Some of you guys come in, I feel like you really try to change the subject. Please try not to do that. I don't know. There's been at least 2 people this morning. Every time I read your comment, you're having a total it's just a sidebar. Like, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Call of Duty, my man. I don't care about sidebar comments, but like, when you've been doing it for over an hour, it always makes me a little curious. Does anyone know if the beta running this Friday is for early access people or it open up to everyone? The beta running this weekend, Tattoos, opens up for everyone after the first 2 days. After the first 2 days. So somebody put an image in my Discord about it. You will be able to jump in. Everybody will be able to jump in on the 24th. The 22nd through the 23rd is open early for folks. And then they open it up. I'm sorry. Wait. Yeah, early access is on those 2 days. The 22nd, the 23rd. 24th to the 26th is open to everybody. Doom Reaper hits a 4-month milestone. World at War on veterans summed up in one word. Grenade. Yeah. Grenade. They just spammed them over and over. Appreciate these vids. We play your content in our Cannabis Mother Room on the big speaker. Well, I appreciate that, Jeremy. I hope that anybody that gets to listen enjoys the show, and I hope they also do what they can to support the show, whether they order some Reforge roast coffee here at Reforge Gaming. We have our own coffee, by the way. This is not a sponsor. I know people get tired of me mentioning it, but like, I want new folks to know that we got it all, man. We got a light roast and a dark roast for people who enjoy coffee. If you've never tried coffee before with balanced acidity, you need to try our coffee. You do. The light roast is a great introductory roast for people who don't drink coffee, and the dark roast is a fan favorite, especially for cold brew. Again, the balanced acidity is the key. Like, no bitterness, extremely smooth. You got to try it if you've never tried coffee with that. Any word on the Frickmas blend? They're doing art approval right now, so we've got more than enough time. We intentionally gave them a lot of buffer on that order. It will be available November as planned. Coffee's the mother of all drinks. Yo, what's good, Liz? Good to see you in the chat. I need to change my Discord name. I don't run the overweight name anymore, says Casey. Well, good. Do it. Change it up. Any pre-order in Battle.net on PC? Where's the beta download at? The beta download's in the store. As long as you pre-ordered, you should be able to do it. Cannabis Room, that's a different take on Reforge Roast. It is. It is. All right, guys. The member train up at the top is slowly ticking away. If you want to keep the member train going, gift some, jump in on your own, or do a super chat. Hasn't popped up for you anywhere? It should be on any of the platforms that you pre-ordered on. Call of Duty 2 was my intro. Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2 are my fave, says Omar. The M8A1 in Black Ops 2 is my all-time favorite. It wasn't the P90, it was the PP90 with the pop can clip on the front. What was that? Was that Modern Warfare 3? That PP90 was disgusting. No one could beat that thing off drop on the corners. It was dumb. That thing was so dumb. I got my reusable K-Cup in today, so I'll try the light roast with the Italian sweet cream tomorrow morning. Excited to try it out for the first time. Yeah, man. Get it. Hearing a noise over on my left side. I downloaded it without pre-ordering. I wanted to try it out before buying the game. I learned my lesson by buying Modern Warfare 2019. Never played it as much. Yeah, I mean, it's an open beta. So the Modern Warfare 2 open beta, you can just get it. You don't have to... You don't have to pre-order. Pre-ordering is for the early access. Like if you want to play it on the 22nd or the 23rd, you want to play it 2 days before everybody else. The early access for the first weekend's already come and gone. There is 1 day and 2 hours left in the current open beta. So the current Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 open beta has 1 day, 2 hours, and 14 minutes left on it. Modern Warfare 1 FAL gun main, love spamming the trigger. Man, there were dudes with modded controllers in Modern Warfare 2 that would spam that thing like a machine gun. The SCAR in Modern Warfare 2 was amazing. I remember loving the SCAR and the M4 in Modern Warfare 2, but then I remembered that the whole meta shifted towards submachine guns. Because most of the maps, because we played headquarters, most of the maps you were getting in really, really close quarters fights. And man, oh man, getting the jump on somebody with a submachine gun was night and day. I remember when I switched from the M4 to a subby, I was like, this game doesn't even feel the same. It felt like a different game. I don't have to pre-order? No. When's the beta for Xbox? The beta for Xbox is this weekend on the 24th through the 26th. If you pre-order, you can get it on the Xbox on the 22nd. But you can play it, anybody can play it on Saturday till like Monday this coming weekend. I have a cousin who's a bit younger than me. It is always weird to hear him talk about old school Call of Duty as Modern Warfare Black Ops 2 era, because to me, old school are pre-Modern Warfare. Yeah, old school Call of Duty is like Call of Duty 1, 2, 3, you know... Yeah, that's right. World at War, you know, World at War, the last Call of Duty, you could do like the campaign 4-player co-op, and Kiefer Sutherland was like, you know, like the lead voice actor. I played different modes, so the meta was completely different. Yeah. Headquarters, the meta was submachine guns. If you guys are just tuning in, we're giving our thoughts on the Modern Warfare 2 open beta. What did you think? We're talking about our favorite CODs. We're talking about whether or not we think this one is good or worse. I think it's excellent. It's kind of pulled me back into Call of Duty. My favorite mode was Prisoner Rescue. We have a member train going at the top of the chat. Currently, the $50 tip and the $50 member bomb are still up there from Brother Fab. So you guys can keep the member train going by jumping in as a member yourself or gifting members. We are trying to push to 1,800 members this week. Can we all agree that Call of Duty Ghosts was the worst game ever made? I feel like Call of Duty Ghosts is probably, in the community's mind, it might be tied between like maybe Vanguard and Advanced Warfare. Those ones are pretty disliked. You're poor. Listen, if you can't afford a membership, be here as often as you can. A lot of times people don't watch the show because they're like, oh, I'm not interested in the subject. But it's a great talk show regardless. Like, it's just a back and forth. It's constant dialogue. I keep it safe for work, so I'm not swearing. So you can throw me on in the background of your day. And the more often you're here lurking and listening to the show, the more likely you'll get a gifted member when they go out. Like, we literally had people come in today. They were like, I got an email. They're like, I wasn't even here. Well, it's because they're here all the time. So the more often you visit the show, watch, listen, hit the like button, all those things, the more likely you'll get a gifted member. Call of Duty ended my, Ghosts ended my Call of Duty streak. I'd bought in Call of Duty 1 all the way through Ghosts. Advanced Warfare was worse, plus Ghosts had the Honey Badger. I don't play COD at all, but I'm still lurking. My man, Sky. Lono, so no one flaked on you in Prisoner Rescue. When I played it, my team was splitting up and dying. Oh. Well, Wishbone, there's only 6 people to a team, and there's only so many lanes, so, you know, maybe you weren't going with them. Like, sometimes I do this all the time. I'm like, man, where's my team? And I'm like, you know what? It's on me. Let me go to where they are. You know? Sometimes you can't Rambo it up. If you kept ending up by yourself or people were splitting up too much, that seems hard to do in a 3-lane map with 6 people. Like, where the frick's everybody going? You know what I'm saying? Even if they each take a lane, that's 2 people to a lane. If they all go to 1 lane, sure, they're probably just going to get turkey shot, and that's pretty frustrating, but I was pairing up with somebody every time and trying to support them. I would push up, get into a point position, and throw my cam out and, like, mark people, and then that guy would, get shots down lane, and then I would peek out and try and help finish him up. Another thing I was doing is I would push one way, and I would throw equipment, and then the enemy would be like, oh my gosh, somebody's coming over here, and then I would run back around. And I would end up with my team. So, like, they would be like, oh no, there's somebody coming over here, and then I would run back to where my team was. So sometimes breaking away from your team can be really helpful. Just put some covering fire, get their attention, like, hey, somebody's shooting over here and throwing stuff, and the enemy's going to run to that spot, and then you just double back around to get with your team. Tell us the story behind the name Reforge. Since 2018, I've been changing a lot as a person, going to therapy, working on things in my personal life and, my family. And 2 years ago, had some pretty significant setbacks and had to kind of rebuild everything. And Reforge Gaming, the word Reforge is basically indicating when something has been made into something else. You take all of the pieces and the parts of something and you reforge it into something new and better and stronger. And, mentally and psychologically, from a mental health angle and from a spiritual angle and even from a business perspective, everything I've done has been about reforging and being reforged, myself being reforged. So that's where the name kind of came from. I wanted the name to be meaningful to me, I wanted it to be symbolic of stuff that I kind of gone through in professional and personal life. When I'm playing with randoms, play off them. Don't expect them to play off you. Right, like sometimes you just gotta kind of have to be a little bit humbled and be like, well, I'm not leading the team. Like the one time I was leading the team and making plays, but I was probably not actually helping my team. Like I had a great score, but we lost. That could have been on me. You know what I mean? Maybe I was being too John Rambo, You started counseling and that resonates? Yeah. There shouldn't be a stigma about that at all. You should be able to do that and celebrate it. I would push one way, but died instantly. Well, it's hard, right? Yeah, if you push by yourself, you're more likely to die, for sure. So you just have to kind of like look at the radar and see what the arrows are doing and try and go with people. You know what I mean? We allow you to skip all the hard works and times for the bargain price of $4.99. You too can be reforged. Can't ask for it be easier. Yeah, you can become a member of Reforge Gaming for $5 a month, or you're very likely to become a member if you watch a ton, because we have very generous people here who take care of this community and gift members constantly. So if you can't afford a membership, we understand that. And YouTube's kind of different. The other platform, people are, more accustomed to be like, hey, I watch this stream, I'm going to throw money at it. YouTube's a little bit more of like, I watch YouTube videos and see ads. I'm not going to spend money on the platform. We are obviously trying to foster that culture and community to say, hey, you like the show. This isn't a very large channel, but we stream full time and we don't charge for any of the mainline content. It's all totally free. I'm mostly noticing that on Paladins and Rogue Company right now, but then again, my skill level is one of a falling rock. I got an email saying I got gifted a member, so whoever gifted, thank you so much. Yo, Big O is here all the time. You'll notice Big O's badge is a pretty far milestone, and so they just got re-upped. So people that have been members previous and watched a lot seem to be more prone to get the members, and I love that they get an email. I think that's awesome. I might be starting my own reforging today. Got a job interview in an hour and a half. Kind of a sidestep, but higher pay ceiling. Hey, man, best thing you do in an interview is be honest and be yourself. You don't want to get a job. You don't want some other version of yourself to get a job. I tried your coffee this weekend, says Tiffany, and it's dangerously good. Also, tell your daughter, thanks for the cute drawing. Yo, Tiffany, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Tiffany, weren't you the one that we convinced to try the light roast because you said you weren't much of a coffee drinker? It's amazing to hear that. So that's a great testimony. So this is not a sponsor. We have the light roast and the dark roast in my house. This is ours, okay? That you'll notice the branding matches, right? Reforge Roast. My wife and kiddos bag it up and ship it to you. So you get little thank you notes from my kiddos. So thank you to everybody who supports the Reforge Roast coffee. Hey, we got a coffee order 3 minutes ago. Ominous Vagrant. I think that's the first time they've ever ordered. Thank you so much, Ominous Vagrant, for ordering a bag of the light roast. Let's go. We've had a member train. We've had a super chat train. Now let's get a coffee train going. Dangerously good. She said, yes, it's basically hot chocolate, delicious levels. Now that's an endorsement that I'll take. That's an endorsement that I'll take. The light roast is very drinkable. It's so smooth. Did you put any creamer in it, Tiffany? I've had other people say that. They're like, it's just so good. They just drink it black. They're like, it's so smooth. My wife and I love the personal touch on the thank you note. Oh, thank you, Oink Wolf. With my new health diagnosis, I did have to cancel my membership as my med bills are going up quite significantly. I've been supporting for about 8 years. Sorry, man. Yo, Detective Seeds, let me tell you something. As often as you're here and as long as you've been a member, you will probably never want for a membership. You'll always have one, man. Don't sweat that. Oh, the Italian one you suggested, it makes me want to try all creamers. My wife doesn't like creamer in coffee, and she said there is something about Italian sweet cream, like, that just pairs perfectly with Reforge Roast. She does not do coffee creamer, and she's like, she drinks my coffee every once in a while. She's like, man, that Italian sweet cream, she's like, it just pairs perfectly. Am I the only one who noticed that in the past weeks, we seem to have about 100 more average viewers, hovering at 500 instead of 400? Oh, yeah. Eugene, the website has made some adjustments to live stream discoverability, and we're meeting a lot more people on their homepage, and today we're also getting a huge suggest. The only thing they haven't fixed is search results. We don't get a lot of hits from search results. Once they fix search results, holy moly. I think we're just getting a taste right now for how YouTube's going to treat live streams. And the fact that people are responding positively to the content, they're hitting subscribe and they're coming back. I said for a very long time, I think there's lots of people on YouTube that are looking for good live streams like this, like a podcast talk show. And I'm like, we just have to get in front of people. And I think the past couple of weeks are proving that there are folks on the platform that are like, yo, I dig this. This isn't some 5-10 minute breakdown video that's super quick and done with. It's a great live stream. Keep in mind, we have 3 other channels. If you enjoy short form uploaded content, we have our updates channel. All those videos are they're almost all 4 minutes, just real quick news. Then we have First Look, that's like a real quick first look at gameplay. And then we have our reaction channel that we just launched, me reacting to other people's content. Today I'll be reacting to Skill Up's video about Forespoken. So all 4 channels get content all of the time. This is the main hub that we spend most of our time on. We're here live every day for about 5 to 6 hours. Great to hear that the show is getting more love in those avenues. Yeah, it's felt very, very affirming on everything that we've kind of thought and tried. We've also just celebrated a year of streaming on this channel. We used to have this live stream was on our bigger channel, and we moved it to this smaller channel when it only had about 5,000 subscribers. So we've really, really come far in 1 year's time. It's so weird that YouTube ignores content like this in favor of shorts. It's not that they ignore it, Drexen. It needs to get in front of the right people. They're going to start putting live streams in the shorts feed because they know there are people that scroll through shorts who also like live streams. We're going to start meeting more people when they do that. They haven't even done that yet. Your show's the most that I watch on YouTube. Well, thank you. Great to hear. Did you notice they took down Grand Prix map info everywhere for Modern Warfare 2? No, I didn't notice that. Lono, try throwing a mint leaf in your coffee paired with half a teaspoon of brown sugar. That's what I did during the Fortnite game night. It was amazing. I've heard of that before. The brown sugar thing, I've heard of that before. They need to just have separate gaming app like Purple. I think YouTube Gaming is coming. I think a lot of the front-end things they've been doing and a lot of the UI updates that have caused us some glitches and some bugs that can be frustrating, I think they're getting ready to launch YouTube Gaming. They continue to land really big talent from the other platform, and they always draw attention to YouTube Gaming when they do that. And the YouTube Gaming website is kind of like, it still hasn't been really updated or made any better. I think they're going to do a full launch probably next year. They're going to use the remaining quarter of this year to update. So if you love my stream and you love watching on YouTube, just keep showing up every day. We have great conversations, great coverage. Our second talk show today will be comparing the Forespoken trailers. That should be really good. Why couldn't the game be like that, says Morgan? Yeah, I've heard that the show is very good. YouTube Gaming was killed. You think they're relaunching? I do. I think they're relaunching the app. If you watch every trailer of every big streamer that's come to YouTube, at the end, they bring attention to YouTube Gaming, which makes zero sense in its current state. In its current state, YouTube Gaming is literally nothing. It's just a page that doesn't really do anything. So I don't think that was an accident. Do you want to know what I think? I think this year was supposed to be the big push and the big launch, and I think the previous people were being, I don't know, not great at their jobs, and they were all pushed out. All those people that left the company early this year, I think they were pushed out, and they were given the ability to say they were, seeking employment elsewhere. So I think everything got bumped back by a year. I don't know if they were sitting on their hands or what, but that's what I've theorized, right? I'm going to let these comments through. People are just debating on my most recent short. Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer is going to end up like Vanguard multiplayer. Why do you think that? I played Call of Duty Vanguard for like 10 minutes and couldn't get anywhere, right? I played the Modern Warfare 2 open beta and I wanted to keep going back. Now, I had a rough time with Team Deathmatch, and I was able to go pivot to Prisoner Rescue and had a significantly better time. So sure, it was game mode dependent, but I think that says something. I also felt like the gunplay was significantly better in this. Movement and everything felt really, 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 really good in the beta. Comparatively. Vanguard, I knew almost instantly. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't want to play this. I don't like this. It was almost instantaneous for me that I knew this is not a game that I want to play. It just, something about it felt off. Something about it fell off. And to a certain degree, I think to a certain degree, there are people that are always going to split when it's modern versus non-modern, right? I think that's always going to be a thing. That's always going to be a thing, but I don't necessarily think that's why I didn't like it. It wasn't that Vanguard didn't hook me because it was like old school. That certainly didn't help it. Modern guns always tend to feel and sound better, but it just didn't feel the way this game feels. I love the pacing of Vanguard, but I hate the weapons and the time period, says Kempachi. Haven't played Call of Duty in years. Didn't they just release Modern Warfare 2 again a few years ago? They did a remaster thing, didn't they? That's not what this is. This is a reboot. New story, new everything. They've rebuilt things from the ground up. They've rebuilt how the guns in the Modern Warfare 2 open beta are going to be one of the first things you notice feel different. There's just something different about them. They've changed how they operate. I could tell from watching the Modern Warfare 2 that Modern Warfare 2 had done something worthy of my time, says Eugene. I wonder if Warzone 2 will play might check it out. Oh, yeah, Warzone 2 has been also completely rebuilt, whole new engine. So all the spaghetti code of Warzone, they can't get rid of any of the glitches or bugs. They have a hard enough time even finding them. How close are we to 500 likes? We need 50 more likes for 500 likes. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, do so. That is free. It's also free to subscribe. Consider subscribing to the channel. That doesn't cost you anything. That's a great way to enjoy the content on a regular basis, as long as you are hitting that bell button as well. If you want to become a member, go ahead. Brother Fab's 50 gifted bomb is still at the top of the chat.
It is still at the top of the chat, and he did that a while ago. So the gifted member train has kind of run out, but you guys can keep it going if you want. All you got to do is spend your own to get your own member, or gift it to some other folks and pay it forward. Both are a great way to support the channel. How many more members? We are not. We dipped a little over the weekend. We dipped a little bit. We're in like the low 1600s right now. So we need like 180, I think, or something. I think we could probably get 100 today and 100 tomorrow, right? Yo, a 2-month milestone from James, and it's a tier 2. Thank you so much, James. We are at 1619. Yeah, we need about 180. I think we could probably hit the 80 fairly quickly today and then hit the final 100 tomorrow. There's enough people in chat right now to do it. It's just a matter of you got to have a lot of folks either decide to do their own for the 5 or to gift some. Honestly, if Call of Duty doesn't have more content than any other repeating shooter, what's Activision even doing? They have over 3,000 employees working on Call of Duty. I'm not sure what you mean. As far as I can tell, Modern Warfare 2 is going to have a ton of new modes and new things to do. It seems like they've really innovated on the franchise. I didn't see anything during Call of Duty Next. I didn't experience anything during the Modern Warfare 2 open beta that tells me they're not doing enough. I mean, rebuilding the entire gun engine, I think, is a pretty good first step to making a shooter feel amazing. You know, I would start there as a testimony to how much they're committed to making the game feel great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't look at this and think that, like, oh, they haven't done enough. All the things they outlined? I don't know, man. Will Warzone 2 have a longer shelf life, and will anti-cheat be revamped? Thank you for 4-month milestone, different era. Welcome back in. Oh, somebody else ordered some coffee. That's our second coffee order. Redux Red got a bag of light roast. That's another first-time buyer, I'm fairly certain. That's another first-time buyer. We've had 2 people buy their first ever bag of Reforge roast today. Thank you for doing that. The other thing that's great about our coffee, I live in Louisville, Kentucky. We are a great hub. We ship super fast. Like, my wife will bag and ship that stuff tomorrow. You'll have it before the week is over. Most places you can order coffee from, they're going to charge as much, if not more, than we do, and it'll take like 2 weeks to get to you. So, another benefit of ordering Reforge Roast. Random question, Mega Man or Sonic the Hedgehog? I'd probably go with Mega Man. I never really liked the Sonic games that much. I know, like, some people love Sonic. Sonic never did anything for me. It just didn't. Is this the first Call of Duty that's going over the annual release, so the content drops over the next 2 years better be massive? Yes. Yes. This is the first Call of Duty they're going to deliver, and then you're not getting another one for, like, 2 years. That is true. OG Boxer says, running low on coffee. Hope to get driver's license and job soon. Need that coffee. I understand. The new circle mechanic and change to loadout drops will make Warzone 2.0 a much better experience. A lot of people are complaining about the Call of Duty Warzone 2 loadouts because there aren't any. Do you deliver to Canada? We do. We do. Shipping gets a little expensive, okay? But as long as you're in North America, it shouldn't be too bad. The minute we ship outside of North America, it gets pretty pricey, to the point that sometimes we don't even let people order more than one bag because they would be giving more money to the postal service than to us. Does that make sense? It's I don't know. Sometimes I tell people, like, it's great that you want to support, but if you're gonna be buying coffee and spending like $50 on shipping, maybe just spend $50 and gift a bunch of members instead. Does that make sense? Like, why give $50 to the postal service for a bag of coffee? If that makes sense. Like, I'm being a little transparent, but it's like, man, if you really want to support what we do, giving $50+ to the postal service doesn't do much for us. I think it makes it more of a battle royale without loadout, says Shockwave. Everyone ends up using the same loadout anyway. Warzone 2 is going to flop, says Nams. They changed the game, no loadouts or slide canceling. It's It's going to be trash, believe me, because that defines Warzone. Well, slide canceling is nonsense. That needs to be removed. It's an unintended exploit. Like, I'm not calling you out. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't do it. All the best players do it, but it's not intended. It's not how it's supposed to work. That's not how it's supposed to work. You want to debate about loadouts? We can have a debate about loadouts. But the slide canceling, you're kidding yourself if you think that was something that was going to stick around. Will Warzone 2 have plunder? I would think so. I feel like plunder was a great iteration on the Battle Royale format. It was one of my favorite things to do in Warzone. I do not like Battle Royales that much. I get a little burnt on them fairly quickly. And I felt that plunder was enjoyable. It was like you could just jump in, play with your buds, get some kills, get some money, and then just jump back in. I thought it was good. More and more I think you need those types of modes. Buy yourself a coffee instead. My man X Burke with the 5 spot, keeping the super chat and the member train going. Brother Fab's 50 gifted bomb is still up at the top of the chat, but those have all been claimed. If you want to add to the train, consider doing it. Right now, we have had 87 new members today. If you want to add to that member train, feel free to gift or jump in yourself. Push us to 100 total new members. 25 more likes is all we need. We need 25 more. Slide canceling is in this game. Pros already found a way. Oh, really? It's already there? It's an exploit, yes, but people really enjoy it. People were happy when it was in Vanguard also. Here's the thing, Nams. Let's talk about this. I think this could be a fun debate. You're not wrong when you say people loved it, they want it left in the game. Okay? That's probably true. At a large scale, I bet you that's true. Why? Because people discovered it, people kept doing it, people got good at it. But there is a significant problem with being too hands-off. There's two extremes in game development. You can be too hands-on, or you can be too hands-off. You can micromanage the player base and patch everything fun out of the game, everything cool that people discover, or you can be too hands-off and just let things go wild. It's my opinion that leaving slide canceling in the game is too hands-off, and I'm going to attempt to convince you, or at least make a strong case. The reason it's too hands-off is it completely nullifies an entire element of awareness, strategy, movement, and just general combat flow. It disrupts all of that. If you let that continue and people basically negate the sound that's supposed to be happening, I believe that's bad for the game, fundamentally. Your enjoyment of it, the player base's affinity for it, does not convince me that it should stay in the game. Because it's foundationally disruptive to elements of Battle Royale combat that is so necessary. The number one complaint in Fortnite for a very long time, and the number one complaint in Warzone, and even there were times in PUBG where this was a very common complaint, is I can't freaking hear anybody. I can't. And when you can't hear anybody, it disrupts the information that you're supposed to get. You're supposed to know when someone's coming in. You're supposed to know when someone is nearby. Slide canceling isn't breaking the game. It's just a play style. No, I disagree. I think when you can completely negate sound cues, that is breaking the game. That was an unintended result of people combining a handful of things to negate them making any sound. It's a significant problem. I don't think... Okay, imagine... Ooh, that felt good. I was stretching and felt like a pop. Imagine there was a perk that was being canceled by it. Somebody equips a perk, earns a kill streak. And you can do something in the game that negates that just by moving in a particular way that was unintended by the developers. They should step in and fix it. If you're going to circumvent a game mechanic for no negative trade-offs, that's where the line should be drawn. If it breaks sound cues, it's breaking the game. Yeah, I would actually argue that. Yeah, If it's breaking sound cues, it's breaking the game. If you're just tuning in, we're discussing the Modern Warfare 2 open beta. I've given my thoughts on it, my review on it. What do you think? Hit subscribe so you can talk in my chat. Let us know what you think. I'm a safe for work broadcaster. I do a talk show like this Monday through Friday. I do multiple talk shows a day, so welcome in. This is Reforge Gaming. We'd love to meet you. We're debating the slide canceling thing right now. Saw a lot of people complaining about footsteps being able to be heard. Yeah, they're like, oh, somebody could hear me coming. Yeah, you thundering dumb elephant. You can't just go lumbering around the match like Juggernaut and expect to take people by surprise. You have to put some thought into your approach and what you're doing. You just, thung, 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 thung. I can't believe that guy knew I was coming. He's just sound whoring. The worst thing is when I'm being tactical and making minimal amounts of sound, and some teammate comes elephant stomping up behind me. It's like, bro, are you serious? What are you doing, man? Now they know we're coming. Complaining about sound or yeah, are you guys using headphones? You know, it's like, yeah, he's not just running around every corner mindlessly bunny hopping. If you're gonna... Oh, I already read that. You're right. Okay, so Nams is replying to me. Nam says, you're right, but it separates the good players and the bad players by far, and the aesthetics of it are really cool. If you watch really sweaty talk players, you would know how much hard it is to track. Listen, Nams, what you're saying is, again, not wrong. It does require skill to get good at it, but it's negating a mechanic. Just because it requires skill to do it doesn't legitimize it. I'm going to give you an example from a bygone era. In Quake 3 Rocket Arena, guys got really good at strafe jumping. Strafe jumping was using your forward momentum to jump, turn in the air, and strafe. So forward and strafe were combining for more forward momentum. And you could start skipping like a stone almost, and you would make larger jumps than you typically could. Required skill to do. It didn't negate anything in the game. You still made noise. Huh! 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 That was like a Quake 3 jump sound, you know. Huh! 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 And the forward momentum made it difficult to land shots because you had to kind of like stop and slow down a little bit. You're going very quickly. Slide canceling doesn't do that. Slide canceling gives you speed. It gives you a speed, movement advantage, and no sound. Like, you're breaking a mechanic. So it requiring skill doesn't negate the issue. The issue stands. Well, it's really hard to do. Well, so the frick what? Right, there's plenty of exploits. There were guys that figured out how to get under the map in some Call of Duties, and it was really hard to do. That doesn't legitimize it. Well, it's really, really hard to do. You got to go to this one spot, you got to time it right, you got to slide, and then you got to crouch, and then you got to spam crouch, and you go, and you like glitch through this corner, and then you get underneath. Like, okay, that's still not legitimate. That the game developers didn't imagine people would be getting under the map. Lono giving me those Serious Sam vibes. OMG, the nostalgia. Yeah, Serious Sam jumps sound a lot like Quake 3. Huh! Huh! It's true. It's true. Let me get this set up. So right now we're talking the Modern Warfare 2 open beta, but we are also going to be looking at a trailer comparison that we highlighted during Tokyo Game Show, and it is Forespoken. It should make a really, really great precursor to our reaction content today, me reacting to SkillUp's Forespoken preview. So we are going to be comparing trailers. We're not going to do that right now. That's coming later. But I am going to get the stream set up so people get notified when we're 30 minutes out. If you don't enjoy variety content, then I understand just kind of watching for the day and then not subscribing and not coming back. But I think we have such a fun time covering a wide gamut of video game topics. Even if you're mainly a COD head, I still think you can enjoy the topics every single day, whether it's God of War, Forespoken, Hogwarts Legacy, any of the topics that we cover. I think you can enjoy yourself here. We usually have really, really good discussion questions. I've saved some discussion questions to kind of keep things going and to, pick your brain. Right now, we are debating slide canceling, which is going to be removed from Warzone 2. But what if Infinity Ward meant to make slide canceling? They haven't. They've officially commented and said it's unintended. They didn't intend to make slide canceling, homie. Or allow people to slide cancel but have it make noise. Would you be okay with that? Would you be okay with that? You're like, no, slide canceling is a helpful movement set that I like using. Would it be okay if slide canceling still made noise then? Would you still do it? I have a sneaking suspicion that you wouldn't, because you're not necessarily doing it for the movement and the skill expression. You're doing it so people can't freaking hear you. Slide canceling shouldn't even be a thing. Try doing that in real life. It breaks the speed of the game, says Eugene. You move faster than intended. I don't care about the noise. I do it for the faster movement. Well, then that's a significant element they'd have to look at too. If they homogenized it with all of the movement speed so you could still do it and it made sound, nobody would do it. Hey, another order of coffee from Kiltson. I think that's a first time order. A bag of dark roast. That's 3 coffee orders for the day. Thank you guys so much. It breaks sound and speed. It quite literally breaks the game. Yeah, I was mainly zeroing in on the sound, but the fact that it breaks speed and game flow and sound, I don't think there's any defending it. We need 11 more likes on the stream. Guys, smash the like button. Coffee. Yes, here at Reforge Gaming, we have our own coffee. We have Reforge Roast. We have a light roast, and we have a dark roast. Try our Best of Both Worlds bundle and try them out, right? This is a family-owned thing. My wife and my kiddos ship it to you. It's not a sponsor. It's ours. If you've never tried coffee before with balanced acidity, you should try our coffee. Both the light roast and the dark roast have balanced acidity, which means they're very smooth, no bitterness. They're very good. We had somebody that over the weekend try it for the first time, and they're not a big coffee drinker, and they loved it. Slide canceling is so sweaty. Happy it's gone, says River. Chat, what do you think? Are you glad slide canceling is gone? Should it be removed? Or do you like it and should it stay? How do you land on it? Very balanced, can confirm, says Oink Wolf. But you don't get banned and it's not illegal. Yeah, no, that's fine. That doesn't mean they won't patch it out of the next game. Right? It's not gone. People have found a way to do it. They'll probably patch that out. They will patch that out. They've not patched it out of the current game, but they will patch it out of the future game. They are trying to get rid of it, which means they will actively fix it when it gets discovered how to do it. It's a crutch, and it shouldn't exist. It breaks sound cues in the game, says Liquid Smoke. Loadouts and slide canceling, goodbye, says Sven. It's an exploit, not a cheat. Yeah, it's not a cheat. Nam says, no, I'm not glad. Hey, Nams, I actually really appreciate when someone can come in here and disagree and do it in like a very thoughtful and respectful way. So I appreciate what you did. Like, a lot of people get really angry and emotional, and they have a hard time engaging in a subject like this. I wish I could gift you a membership directly, because that's typically what I like to do when someone comes in and just contributes in that way. We love disagreement here. We welcome it. And when someone can do it without, turning nasty or mean or like emotional, I really appreciate that. It makes a conversation go way better. So, guys, we've had a gifted member train already. Let's get another one going here and see if we can't get someone like Nams a gifted membership. We like to call our shots here. We called out Boogeyman, got him one. We got Duper the other day. Let's try and get Nams a gifted membership. They, I don't know if it's he or she. They're not happy about slide canceling go away. Maybe try and cheer them up. Pros use it for speed, not sound. They want to get all over the map and get as many kills as possible. Yeah. You know what's funny is I was considering the sound more than the speed. I was considering the sound more than the speed, and the reason for that is I've always really liked using sound. I had Turtle Beaches way back in the day. Hey, we're almost to another milestone on the channel of subs. Thank you everybody who has subbed very, very much. I appreciate that so much. Yo, what's good, Hex? Good to see you in the chat. And another coffee order. Mike Powwow Bignell ordered a bag of the light roast. Yo, thank you. I literally think that's 4 orders today from people who have never ordered our coffee before. Thank you for doing that. Slide canceling isn't game breaking. Movement is part of strategy. Removing it only limits players' movements strategy by locking someone into a full slide, making them an easier target. Oh, I don't agree with that. No. Respecting the intended design of something is not like, that's not removing movement strategy. They have designed intention with certain abilities. Let me give you another example, Cyber. Let's say jumping in the game was broken, and when you jumped, you stuck to the wall, and you could jump and get into these really weird, unintended locations, and it broke the game. Angles were all messed up, game flow and map flow was all messed up. Wouldn't you look at that and say, that's unintended, that needs patched? Because they're able to do things that were not intended in the original design. So, slide canceling is not the intended design of that movement. Imagine being able to cancel dolphin diving. Imagine what that would do. You're suddenly running, dive stop, run, dive stop, run, dive stop, and you're getting ridiculous positions on maps well before you're supposed to be there. Messing with search and destroy flow, messing with prisoner rescue flow. The maps are designed, and length of time it takes you to get to main vantage points, angles, and hotspots, it's all thoughtfully designed. And if you could dolphin dive cancel and just speed your way across the map, you wouldn't say, oh, that's a movement strategy. You would say, you're breaking the game. That's not they're getting where they're not supposed to be. I'd love to see an IRL video of dolphin dive canceling. KZ Davidson with a 4-month milestone. Slide canceling breaks the camera just like snaking. That's why pros use it. Lanes, corners, sight lines are all built around certain player speeds. The placement of the OBJs and how players can get to spots to challenge in relation to other players. Yeah, you break all of that. So much thought and time has been put into map design, angles, the length of a lane, how many vantage points you can get on a given OBJ. And if you can get there way faster by slide canceling or dolphin dive canceling, you can't be like, oh, it's skill expression, that's a movement strategy. No, that was never intended to be a thing. Let's agree that slide canceling is broken, but still, the interface of Warzone 2 is really bad. The looting system is trash. Oh, I can't comment on that. I didn't get into anything with Warzone 2. Like, if you don't like the interface and the looting system, I had people saying that one of the main requests was a simplified looting system, and that I swear we were given assurances that was going to be a thing in this game, that you were going to be given a simplified looting system. I mean, that was my memory on the subject. Was that you'd be able to keep that system going. Playing Cyberpunk 2077 while watching your stream, game's awesome. Why so much flack? Because that's not the subject today, man. I'm not derailing. I've covered that game plenty. It's not the time or the place for that. Subpar game with all sorts of problems at launch. That's my one sentence summary. I was just saying that you should never be able to in any way kill an enemy with movement. That's what slide canceling did. I'm ready for all the sweats to just aim and shoot honestly, says Klez. The community's about 50-50 on loadouts, says Creature. I'm confident they'll introduce them somehow. Yeah, it does seem to be that like loadouts are going to have to come back to some degree, right? Like it's going to have to come back to some degree, but I think they're going to limit it. The response to loadouts has been too strong, I don't think, for them to just be like, oh no, we're going to leave it, it's fine, right? PUBG looting is almost instant on mouse and keyboard. Trash on controller, though, for sure. Yo, keeping the member train and the super chat tip train alive. Pat Puck with a $50 tip. I don't care about Call of Duty, but I wish you a happy and successful year. I appreciate that very much. Guys, we've had 87 new members today, and we've had tons of super chats come in. If you want to keep the super chat or the member train alive, become a member yourself for $5 or gift some members. We're trying to get to 1,800 members for a special Friday night stream. Instead of playing games with my wife, I'll play the Modern Warfare 2 beta with you guys. So consider becoming a member or gifting members to get us to that goal. 1,800 before Friday. We're at like 1,620. Yeah, A for Australian. Yeah, it's Australian. It's Aussie money, which means it's like, I think it's like dingo hair and kangaroo teeth, I think. They like send it to my P.O. box, and then I have to take it to a local currency exchange to get to get the money for it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Chat just crashed with the awesomeness. Let's go. Yeah, dude. People been going big. Did you play the Wolong demo? We put a first look of Wolong on the Reforge First Look channel. That's a great reason to be subscribed to our First Look gameplay channel. A lot of people have been coming in it recently and asking me about games. That's a great reason to be subscribed to what is our biggest channel. That is our biggest channel, the Reforged First Look channel. So you should be over there. Chat's very kind. You got to fight a kangaroo and a huntsman for the money. Yeah. There aren't any loadouts. No, Warzone 2.0. Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 will not have loadouts. That's a big point of contention in the community right now. They can handle weapons like any other Battle Royale, Fortnite, Apex, PUBG. Find loot, upgrade it through weapon tiers and attachments. I wonder if they could do a loadout where you have a propensity for certain weapon types and your loadout would give you maybe one attachment, an immediate attachment per SMG or per AR or something. I don't know. What's a loadout? Someone give me Cliff's Notes on how loadouts work, why people love them and why people hate them. It's basically you starting with a predetermined loadout, and that's why people don't like it. They feel like it grates against the spirit of a battle royale. Wolong's pretty good, but healing is a little broken, not responsive, too slow. I don't like games that are that fast. I'm not a Neo guy. I like Sekiro and Dark Souls, and that game just felt, I don't know. It felt way, way too fast, but I'm sure fans of Neo are going to love Wolong. I hope this game flops and the release Modern Warfare 2 Remastered multiplayer. This ain't going to flop, brother. The beta response has been overwhelmingly positive. The Modern Warfare 2 open beta has gotten tons of praise. Sven says, it's what you typically use in multiplayer. It brings your preferred weapons into Battle Royale. I can understand a no loadout in BR. See, they would probably run the risk of splitting the player base. But what do you guys think of Warzone 2.0? Excuse me. What do you guys think of Warzone 2.0 doing the no build thing that Fortnite did? You want loadouts? Play loadouts. You want no loadouts? Play no loadouts. I feel like that would just fracture the player base. My opinion on loadouts is why take out the one unique loadout of the game? I'm not sure what you mean. Were you saying, did you mistype? Is that the unique feature of Warzone, and you think that them taking that out makes it too generic? Eugene says base should be big enough. I would think so. You're getting 10 billion unique logins a month. That should be enough people to sustain 2 player pools. Preacher says, I actually fully expect a mode for loadouts, a rotating limited time mode. My opinion on loadouts, why take out one unique feature? I knew what you were trying to say, Freddie Jackson. I interpreted your typo for you. Guys, if you haven't hit subscribe yet, we are super close to another milestone on the channel. Cooking Sim received $600,000 up front from Microsoft for joining Game Pass. The only developers who may dislike Game Pass are the ones who don't join themselves. Half the story. LOL. They commented on how little that amount of money actually is. Half the story, bro. Loadouts will be to Warzone 2 like Plunder is to Warzone. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Nam says, I feel like no loadouts are going to balance the game, but we are not liking it because it's a huge change for us that people who have played Warzone since the start are finding it hard to do. Guys, we got to get this Nam's guy a membership. Come on, man. We got to get this guy. I'm going to lead by example. We got to get this guy a membership. We've had some very thoughtful Call of Duty folks in here today, and I'll be honest, no shade, it's hard to find thoughtful COD heads. It just is. It just is. I'm not being rude. It's hard to find thoughtful COD heads. I'm gonna get the member train going again with the 5 bomb. I'm gonna do my own, and I want Nams to get one. I want us to gift members until Nams gets a membership. I want him in this community. I want them in this community. I want them in the Discord. I want them a part of what we do. Thoughtful, positive reactions and disagreements about these subjects. Yo, I'm seeing OK has been here a lot. Diaz is here all the time. Cool Breeze, Morgan Renfield, and Xavier. They're here all the time, and they got gifted members. There we go. I'm starting up the member train again. I'm leading by example. I want to see Nams get one. Loadouts don't balance the game. They make it more random. I think the idea is that that's a form of balance in a battle royale. Freddie Jackson picks up the member train and runs with it. Another 5 gifted membership bomb. Cammy gets one. Brian Retro gets one. Justin Kidder's here all the time. Jeremy Luce and Dragonstalker. I'm seeing names that I recognize. I love to see that loyalty rewarded. There we go. That's 10 more. That takes us to 97 new members for the day. That puts us at 1630. That puts us at 1630. 1,630 members. We're going for 1,800. We want to get that member goal before Friday night. What do you think about Blackout? Isn't it the same, no loadouts? Right. Before Warzone 2.0 was playable by the public, that was what everybody said. Oh, they're going back to Call of Duty Blackout. They're going back to no loadouts. And there were a lot of people that were like, I love loadouts. Why are you doing that? A BR is about everyone starting the same and the best man wins, right? Yes. You accept the playing field of random. That's the battle royale way. Now that doesn't mean that you automatically win because of luck. What it means is that you're accepting luck as a part of the fight. You're accepting that it's a part of the fight. In general, oh man, our short vid on the talk went crazy today already. Jiminy Christmas. It's so funny how that works. It didn't get love over here yet, but it got love over there. Just took off like a dadgum rocket. Without loadouts, it puts a bigger focus on looting to find better guns. However, you can still buy custom guns from the shop. Loadouts help people who play all the time. Randoms can help it'll help randoms be more fair. Loadouts provided a high-risk, high-reward mechanic, says Fozzie. I have concern, though, because I'm not as aggressive as other players, so I will likely have less money to buy expensive attachments. That's a con I can think of, says Silver Surfer. I don't like Blackout. The map was too flat, no vertical movement. Paul says they're going to have 2 different games. People kind of like getting on Warzone 1.0 anyway. Loadouts make the game more random. Being able to choose a set gun, no. This is why I prefer Discord, says Fuzzy. I just try to interact with stream when I can to help out engagement or whatever drives viewership. Well, thank you, Fuzzy. Fuzzy says the only thing I can think of is Apex, but for them is your character, and you get interchangeable kits. Thank you for gifting memberships. Yo, Nettie, glad to see you get one. I think I called you Nettle earlier, but it's Nettie. Loadouts are low risk, high reward. That's what I'm saying. It's a low risk. What do you mean? How is it a high risk? No loadouts is catering to casuals, so disrespectful to all the seasoned players. Well, here's the thing, Rob. I get why you feel that way. I would probably feel the same way. But you have to consider something bigger than your own experience. They need people to jump in on a regular basis and have a good time. Do you think the presence of your commitment and many of the other people at your threshold was causing a depreciating return and people felt like, well, I can't play? Do you think loadouts causes a funnel problem? I think it does. So your feeling is legitimate. I'd be pretty miffed too if I did all this work. You know, played a bunch. Eugene says, why do you need loadouts to crap on casuals? I think that's a fair question. Slide canceling and loadouts are a very unique thing that were introduced by Infinity Ward and people were liking it. I mean, if people were enjoying it, there's no need to remove it. The reason to remove it would be unintended consequences, or in the case of slide canceling, it's not how the mechanic is supposed to work. It's not even unintended. It's like, that's not how that's supposed to work. That's broken. Warzone 1.0 is still going to be a game and getting updates as far as I know for people who want to play like that. Creature says 70% of the problems and complaints around Warzone have some ties to loadout. I mean, I feel like it's pretty debated. This weapon, this perk, that throwable. I got off the COD train when Black Ops 1 came out. I've not been back since. Maybe I'll check out the free beta this weekend and see if I like it enough to come back. I get why you feel that way, but it should never have been that way to start with, says Distorted. Loadouts don't belong in any battle royale. Dropping in and scavenging loot is part of the roots of all battle royale. Loadouts are a joke. Loadouts destroy the skill gap. Battle royales all have players finding weapons and loot. Warzone should be Warzone should be no different. The ground weapons were awful. But why punish us for playing at a higher level, says Rob. I want everybody to have loadouts. If you're a casual, custom weapons will help you way more than using ground loot guns with silly recoil patterns. Yeah, but again, I get what you're saying, but it feels just like an unintended consequence. It feels like that's not how it's supposed to work. From the outside looking in, I am not a Call of Duty Warzone diehard, okay? From the outside looking in, this is what it seems like to me. It seems like to me there are people who found it to be very, very off-putting, and there are people who heavily rely on it. Yo, a 6-month milestone for Pure Lycian. Cheers, thanks for the gifted. Got notified via email. Seems to be working again. Yes, and it is definitely rewarding people who are more loyal to the channel, Lycian. When I saw your name, I got excited. It was a big 50 bomb. We are having a super chat gifted member train going right now. You guys can see them all at the top of the chat. We are trying to get some of the new people here into the fold because they've been very thoughtful. A great way to get almost guaranteed a gifted member is make sure and stick around for the second stream. A lot of people leave. Well, not a lot. A percentage of people leave whenever we switch topics. And when you stay and you ride, we do something that's called redirect. It redirects you to the next stream. That really gets a lot of people in the gifted member funnel. So if you want to get a gifted membership today, make sure and stick around. Don't go anywhere. In fact, I am going to give you a discussion question. We're discussing loadouts. We're discussing slide cancel. I gave my thoughts on the Modern Warfare 2 open beta, okay? I want to know what you guys think about all of the negative comments. It's just more Call of Duty. It looks just like more Call of Duty. What do you guys think about that? I'm not going to run ads. I'm going to quickly run upstairs. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, especially if you're wanting to get a gifted member, especially if you're doing that. The more loyal you are, the more you watch, the more likely you'll get one. And we have a great, great time here. Stick around. I'll be back in a second. Yo, while I was gone, Steven kept the gifted member train going. Steven Marston, gifted member, and it went to Eric. Eric Spro, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Guys, if you're wanting to give some members, hold off. We are going to do a big Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 like community game night this Friday if we hit 1,800 members, but hold off until we get into the next stream, okay? Well, we've got 13 minutes left, actually, and a lot of people left when I took my break, so now would be a good time to gift a bunch. We got 13 minutes to go on a big train finish for all the Call of Duty fans that are here. That's a great reason to get them to come back, enjoy our Discord, enjoy our community, and enjoy playing on a Friday night. So if you want to help us get closer to that goal, throw $5 down. Hit the join button, jump in on your own. $25 will gift to the chat. You can gift 5 to the community, and we are continuing to climb closer to that goal of 1,800. We're at 1,630 on the member count. 1,630, and we appreciate you so much. Where is this thing going? Nowhere. Yeah, the short today hasn't hit. I'm worried about it. Might not like the word choice. I don't know. It's always hard to know. You don't think the best players have access to their best loadouts makes it easier for them to win and makes their shooting skills increase? Yeah, that's not a skill gap, though. I mean, that widens the skill gap, like, almost artificially, right? Like, think of it this way. You take a really, really good player and hand them a great kit. And then you take a player who's new or less experienced and you hand them a mediocre kid. You are artificially widening the skill gap between them. You know? You're widening the gap. It's not a true skill gap. If they both fell on the ground and into the map and could just randomly grab stuff, that's just a matter of making do with what they get. And sure, sometimes the guy with all the skill ends up with a great kit and just wipes the floor with you. And then maybe it's the other way around. I have an M4 with a grip. This guy's fully kitted M13. I'm toast. Right. Hang on. Responding to a text from a friend. It's like asking a rookie hockey player to play without skates. A month and a week away, it's going down. That's right. That's right. If you guys are just tuning in, we have been covering the Modern Warfare 2 open beta, giving my review and my thoughts. Our second show today will be about comparing the Forespoken trailers. There were a couple that came out, and I feel like there's a significant difference between them, and we think that'd be a fun show. We also have a reaction video going live today, me reacting to SkillUp's Forespoken video. And so we greatly appreciate the support on this first stream. We really do. We appreciate your support and your subs and your likes and your gifted members and your new members. You think not having loadouts could hurt the store sales on gun skins as you're not able to use the gun you love anymore? Maybe they'll sell more universal skins, Paul. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they'll sell like a skin kit that anytime you pick up guns of a certain type, they just look that way. That might drive sales up. Person 1 drops building A, gets a gun with a silencer. Person 2 drops building B, gets a gun with a stock. What's more important? It's like a worse loadout system where you have no choice. But that's part and parcel to what has made people enjoy battle royales. I'm not, Rob, by the way, I'm not trying to convince you to like one more over the other. I'm saying this is potentially why the loadout system was met with such a divisive thing. Because there are people that think like you. You're like, listen, I've always said, and I got a lot of hate on this, and then ended up being proven right by the developers themselves. I said that the RNG on armor and tier levels of armor in Apex was going to be its undoing, and I was told that I was wrong, and then Doc Disrespect agreed with me, and then lo and behold, here we sit. The armor system in Apex has been completely overhauled to remove that aspect of it, right? So at one level, I agree. RNG in a battle royale determining the outcome of a fight can be pretty frustrating. You're sort of accepting that as, you know, it's like playing Candyland with your kids. You might lose and it has nothing to do with skill because the little spinner that you're flicking is determining everything. And at one level, there are people that don't like that. On another level, there are people that love that because it's like, whatever I get, I got to make the most with it. And that creates those moments of, bro, my kit was so scuffed. I had nothing worthwhile. I can't believe I won that fight. I can't believe I beat that guy. Now I've got good stuff. Now I've got, you know, now I'm able to have a better kit for the end circle or whatever, you know, whatever the case may be. It creates more of a narrative. And the loadout system basically brings this sort of meat grinder. I got my stuff. Let's jump in and fight. It almost takes the meat grinder of the small arena and just puts you on a bigger map. So I'm not saying you're wrong, or I can empathize and sympathize with why people like it because it minimizes the presence of RNG, but it seems out of step with the identity of a battle royale up to now, which is likely why it's so divisive. People come to Warzone with an expectation, and they're getting waxed by some guy with a killer kit, and they're like, what the, huh? I don't understand what just happened. This is why I think they'll pull the Fortnite play. The same thing happened with Fortnite with building. People got so good at building and editing that people were like, I've got reasonable gun skill, map awareness, and movement, and I can't outbuild, you know, Bob the Builder over there who just built a skyscraper in 2 seconds. So the no build mode came out, and it was such a hit. It brought back so many logins. I guarantee you Epic checked reports and saw a surge of logins who hadn't touched Fortnite in an age, and they were like, we need this as a permanent mode. I could see something happening with Warzone 2.0 down the line. Think about what this would do. You would create this hype of it hasn't been there, and then all of a sudden they do a limited time mode with loadouts. People that don't like loadouts stay out of there. People that love loadouts come surging over to Warzone 2, and then if it gets the response they want to see, it becomes a permanent mode. So you just go where you want. Are you the loadout type or are you the random type? Which do you prefer? And obviously, they would funnel new players away from loadouts, and then you have a healthier funnel. So I actually think it's important for you to voice your frustration and your desires, because I think that's going to lead to exactly what they did with no build in Fortnite. I do. I think there's enough people like you that, and seriously, I mean this might sound weird or cheesy. I appreciate how many thoughtful Call of Duty people have been here this morning. Sometimes when we cover Call of Duty, we get like the mindless, like, just, I don't know, they're just nasty and unkind. You guys have been awesome, and you've been disagreeing and voicing your opinions in like a super respectful way. We have debates and discussions here all the time. That's a hallmark of what we do here at Reforge Gaming, both in our Discord, which is members only, as well as in the chat. So I hope you guys have the bell button checked on your subscription. I hope you smashed like, maybe consider becoming a member. Hopefully we can hit that member goal of 1,800, and then we can play some games this Friday night. Because usually on Friday night I play some games with my wife for the members only stream, and then we do a community game night once a month. I'll do an extra community game night this Friday if we hit 1,800 members before Friday night. And we end every day with a members only talk show. So you get something every day of the week. Fortnite system was fun at start, and then people started going crazy. Right. And I wouldn't be surprised if the loadout system grew beyond what they thought it would be, and just like building in Fortnite, like loadouts could have become a hindrance for medium to low skilled players and new players. Right? Listen, there's a lot of those people. Medium, low skilled, new players. That's a lot of people that were potentially coming to Call of Duty and being like, the loadout system makes it really hard for me to get in the door. Same with Fortnite. Low skilled, medium skilled, and new players are like, bro, I can't build like that. This isn't fun. Loadouts are 100% a roadblock for new players, says Creature. It just takes so much time to level up guns. That's the issue, says Lawrence. Last members only Friday stream was awesome. Laughed so hard. Yes, if you're a new member or you just got gifted a membership today, you can go back and watch past broadcasts of members only stream. Friday night was hysterical with my wife. We're going to be shifting gears to a Forespoken stream where we're going to compare trailers. And if you guys are going to gift members, hold off. I want you to hold off, because it'll be more likely to reward people who come with us. It'll be more likely to reward people who come with us. So we want to reward the thoughtful folks that have been hanging out. If you're like, well, I'm a fan of Call of Duty, but I'm not really a fan of Forespoken or whatever, we have great topics and discussions and talk shows all throughout the week. So even if you're not a fan of the topic, I still think the content is well worth your time and well worth consuming, even when it might be out of your wheelhouse of games. We will be comparing the Japanese trailer for Forespoken with the English trailer, and I think there is a significant difference between the two. Warzone has loadouts, PUBG has crate weapons. The difference is crate weapons are high risk reward, with the caveat being a weapon you may not want. Loadouts are low risk reward with no real caveat. Clapper Dan, I think that's an amazing way of framing it. Yes. What are we rolling to next? Yeah, we're going to compare these trailers. This could be a really great stream, because I think the debate could get pretty hot, because there are going to be people that do not agree with me on this. I think the difference between the trailers is incredibly noticeable. And we've We've played the Modern Warfare 2 open beta last week. We showcased it. I had a rough start with Team Deathmatch. Things turned around once I got into the prisoner rescue. And so if you guys want to go watch that VOD, it's available. I don't have the greatest time until I switch modes, so hopefully people can enjoy that VOD. And then when we're done with the Forespoken discussion, we have a reaction video hitting our reaction channel today that will be about what SkillUp experienced when he played the Forespoken preview. How dare you say low-skilled players? I resemble that remark. I struggle sometimes in games like Call of Duty when you get caught in that rut. Like when you get in that rut, like I was really loving the Modern Warfare 2 open beta, the prisoner rescue round-based thing, like being round-based. I felt like it was like really, really enjoyable. And then the problem became I got cold. I had a game where I was playing really, really well, and all of a sudden I died a couple rounds and I just got really cold and I couldn't get back in the zone. That's one of the major downsides of playing like the round-based modes like Search and Destroy or Prisoner Rescue, is if you have a couple of bad rounds, it can really hurt you. I'm not going to do an update for this one. I don't have like a written up 4-minute update for this one. We're basically just going to like break down the trailer. A lot of folks will not come to the second stream. They were here lurking. They love Call of Duty, so they won't come to the next stream. That's totally fine. I encourage people just to spend the day with us because we feel like the content and the conversations really, really benefit from having so many people here. And I think this trailer comparison is going to be really, really fun. I am going to put a link in chat. Sometimes redirect does not work that well. Those of you who typically have trouble with redirect, click the link in chat and go over to the next stream. If redirect works for you, or you want to, see if it works, just stay put. I will be switching streams, and it should bring you with us. The Forespoken trailer comparisons are starting to pour in. During Tokyo Game Show, there was a brand new Forespoken trailer with Japanese audio, and I immediately felt like it was very different from all the trailers we had seen up to this point. My primary concern centering around the writing and the main character. We're going to be doing a comparison video right here for you. It is a live stream, so it's a bit of a longer video with lots of dialogue. I'll try to throw the trailers up right here at the beginning so you don't have to go searching for the comparison. I'm going to be ending the previous stream about the Call of Duty open beta, and I'll be bringing those people with us. If you like my content, make sure and hit subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss all of the various types of content that we do. We greatly appreciate all the support we've been